think I have 5 left.
I
It's
know.
warmed up today.
It
I'm already
did.
hot.
Good morning.
You people would never make it back.
No,
Maybe
we,
when it
but
lasts
that's why we live,
in the summer.
I was gonna say,
Without the video?
good morning. Good morning, everyone. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my class. So once again, here in the class, make sure to take your computer sound off. Here, please. So we're having another cold computer day.
No.
But hold on, look what happened.
Okay.
Put your guns on it.
That's being pictured there right now. That's the
Oh my God, that's a good idea, teacher.
class fan, but on top of that is my computer.
I know, I
But
can see it.
It's a heating pad that Linda brought. She brought a heating pad that we put, I'm sitting on top of, that's the computer fan, the ventilation for COVID. But it's off right now and I've connected a heating pad and my computer is sitting on top of that. So look at the lengths that we're all going to get this thing to work. Thank you so much, Linda. So it's so funny. And guess the cherry on top is that I just took a picture of that and I sent it to my director, the one for whom I said, you guys need to get me a computer to teach her. So
I should have
it's
stood
perfect.
next to it.
Yes, you should. It's like, and then hold your coat out like this, like this is, she put it on her, under her coat last week.
You know what
Guys,
is,
there's a sound here, someone's reverbing. So disconnect your sound. Okay. So good morning,
Good
Anna.
morning.
And
yeah, I
then-
just asking you when, I
Yeah.
want to ask you, when they say that when you have problems with your computer is you need to put the battery on your freezer, right?
I know, this is crazy.
Bizarre.
I have not heard of this. I've been telling everyone, it's so funny, I've been telling, a student said that she has to warm her old computer up and I scoffed at that and then it worked. So now everyone is aghast at me as much as I was at the thought that this is working. But let me see how warm it's getting. I don't want to burn it. Let's try it. Wow, yeah, I can feel it. Let's see. Let's see if this was the magic trick.
What are we doing?
I'm turning on my computer, which is actually working. Linda, yes, it's working. It is so funny. Oh, is it? Actually, hold on. Not yet. No, wait, hold on. It's on, no, it's doing the flickering thing. I'm gonna leave it on a bit longer.
Oh, it needs a
Put it
little
in
bit
its other-
longer.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the other side.
I love it.
I thought that was a little.
It turned on, it flickered off. It did the thing it does when it's still cold.
Yeah.
We could write a story about it.
Where am I going?
I know. Anyway, crazy, what it takes. Everyone go to the chat and sign in, please.
Looks like an old Eichler. Your roof
Alright.
is your ceiling, ceiling windows.
So who's that? Michael, I'm muting you because you have some radio or something on in the background.
Nobody really points it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God.
guys, everyone to open up your sorry, I'm having a moment when I'm having to mark something. Open up your mail, please, your mail program. And I'm going to share my screen. Today, we're going to spend, yes, more focused time on mail a little bit later, but first I want to show you more the entire set, the suite of the notes, the calendar, the contacts, the mail, all the programs that work in sync with this information together with your phones to help you. And I always leave the word iPad out because, as I said, please understand everyone here, except for one student, has an iPhone. And only some of you have iPads, but just so you know, whatever I say for the phones works exactly the same for the iPad, okay? So if the phone can do it, the iPad can do it, and they have the same operating system. Now, the iPad has more space, it has more options, it has more than just what the phone has. But what we deal with in this class is all the system preferences and all that, and in that sense, it's the same as the phone. So whatever I say for my phone, those of you who have both, put your iPad next to you and then do the same things to your iPad as you do to your phones. But I'm demoing it on the computer and on the phone. Okay. Oh. I do want to say something that Rod brought to my attention. For the most part, when Apple has products with the student discount, it's usually the same as any deals that I find out there in town that you see at Costco or on Amazon or those kind of places. But if you're looking for the lowest, so to say, priced computer laptop that Mac sells, that will work fine for many years. It might not be perfect for, like, you know, photo editing and video editing, like Photoshop and stuff like that, for many years. But he just brought me this deal that they have at Costco. So let me read it to you guys. It's valid November 21st through December 24th. So after next Monday, for $7.99. The Apple MacBook Air with the M1 chip. Right now, they're already selling the new ones with the M2 chip. So this is M1 chip, but it's still really fast. So it's an Air. It only has 8 gigabytes of memory and 256 gigabytes of hard drive. So for everything you guys are going to do, other than for doing intense photo editing, video editing, that kind of stuff, then this is perfect. Now, even Photoshop and everything will work on it, but maybe in a couple of years, it'll be too old for that versus a computer that's already an M2 chip and with more memory. That might last you, 5 or 6 years. But other than that, for everything that most of the people in this class do, this is a perfectly fine computer. It is a MacBook Air, so it's one of the small ones, the 13-inch ones. They also have deals on M2 chips and all of that, but they're usually 200 off, something like that, from the full price. But be careful, because many times that's equivalent to what you could get at Apple. That said, that's not to encourage this behavior, but at Costco, you can return a computer within 90 days. Is it 90 days? If you don't like what it does or something like that, versus you cannot return one to Apple. So if you want to see if it's good enough or you want it. So thank you for bringing this for us. Okay.
How much you say it was, Diana?
$7.99.
$799.
It's the small, it's 256 gigabytes hard drive. So it's a small hard drive.
So what do you do with it? What do you do with it on the computer?
It's a computer.
Oh,
for
it's a
people who are looking
computer.
to buy a computer.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a laptop.
But what about the monitor and,
It's a laptop. It's a laptop.
Oh, it's a laptop. Oh, now I get it. Thank you,
Yeah,
Diana.
no, the ones that you need to get a hard drive display and all that for is the Mac Mini. The Mac Mini is a little box this big that you need to connect to a display. And those are actually cheaper than laptops, but they're not as portable because you need to carry a display around. That's a desktop computer
Is
versus
that a Monterey equivalent?
this laptop that I just showed you. This one can do Ventura. No, it's a new laptop, so it'll allow for Ventura.
Oh,
Fine. Yeah, it's just a laptop. It's just, of all the laptops, is the smallest one, the in capacity that they are selling. And so that's the price. Yeah, Macs don't come terribly cheap. All right. So welcome, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. I'm gonna share my entire desktop. I've opened already mail on it, which is what I requested that you guys do. We opened up mail last week and began working with mail, but before I get too deep in mail, I wanted to show you more other features of the whole complex, if you want, of apps, and what it does to have you guys connect your different apps through that internet accounts that we did last week. So I'm going to open again the system preferences and remind you, was anyone not here in class last week? Did anyone not attend class? I believe I'm looking at the names that you were all here, but just in case you weren't, or
I
you
had to leave.
missed this part. What's that? Someone, so down here in the internet's accounts of our system preferences, I added 3 different email addresses. And again, the part that I do want to make a point of explaining is that if you don't, if you put many of the same, like maybe you have 3 different Yahoos or 3 different Gmails or something like that. If you have that, then you must, they will all just say Google on top. So you need to explain which one each of these are to make it easier for you to know. It's not only here.
Diana, I can't, your screen is covering everything that's underneath.
Hit your escape key. Hit your escape key on your keyboard.
Okay, yes.
Your escape key
That
on your
would do it.
keyboard so that it gets smaller. Did that
Okay.
work?
All righty, thank you.
You're
was
welcome.
Frustrated.
All right, so hi, Betsy, who just joined us. And I think I hadn't said hi yes to Alan or to Mike, Owen and Becky. All
Okay.
right, I think I had managed to say Maria, hi, and Julie, Suzanne, Mary again. When I say Mary, I have to say Mary and Mary. Annette, okay, great to see you all. And of course, I've already said hello to everyone who's here in the room. Janine just arrived. Okay, so it's funny to have a Jeanette and a Janine in a room where I only have 5 people in the room, right? And then Radine was here up until a few weeks ago. She just left for this class. So it's like, come on, guys. Jeanette, Janine, Radine. Yes, my brain has to really work at it. So yeah, so Betsy, I'm sorry you have a bad cold, but isn't it good that there's a chance to stay at home if you have a cold? Yeah, Martha also has a cold, so she also said she's attending from home. So that's the good news. If you guys attend this class, again, any class that's high flex, you can choose to stay home or to come here if that day you have a cold. No, wait for Janine to just turn up the sound. There we go. All right, so if you didn't do this yet, make sure that when you grab your accounts here, you go over to details and give it a name, right? That you recognize what kind of email it is. So in this case, this one's SVCC teacher, this one's pipeline. This one is my Yahoo account. Since I don't have another Yahoo, I don't need to specify it because it's just I know it's the Yahoo one. But if I were to give it a name, I would call this one my junk mail. So I'm going to do that just, so I call this one my junk mail. And again, I'll explain. I highly recommend that everyone get themselves a junk mail. Now, over here, if you want to add more emails, you click on this plus sign and it brings you here to add more. But this isn't where you create them. You can't go in here and go to Yahoo and say, let me create a Yahoo email from here. No. This is just an existing email. So you would have to open your Safari or your Chrome, whatever you use to go to the internet, go to yahoo.com and say, I want an email, click on a create account and get yourself a Yahoo account, or go to Gmail and add it, create a new account. Does that make sense? This is just the place where you add existing accounts. So hopefully you've all done that between last class and the 2 days break, because now we can go ahead and see how that works for other apps. Now, I already showed you last week how that works for mail, right? Where in all inboxes, okay, you can see what's shown. So over here it says Yahoo junk, inbox pipeline, inbox SBCC teacher, inbox Yahoo, inbox pipeline, inbox SBCC teacher. Why? Because I've clicked on the all inboxes on the left. So they're all showing up in order of when they have arrived. Now, the good news is that if I want to see one by one, I can just do this and see them one by one. So we went through, this is just kind of review from last week, but is there any question about this portion that was left behind? Not like new questions about email, stuff like that. Just here, let me show you my phone. I'm going to show you exactly the same thing, but on my phone, but it's needing to be sorry, my phone was needing to be woken up as well. All right, so here's my phone. And then if you are in your mail app, so I'm going to go to the mail app. This is just review again. If you're in your mail app and you want to read all your different emails right now, if it says mailboxes on the top as it does now, that means I'm seeing all of them at the same time. On the phone, you do not see which one it's coming from. In the phone, you just see your mails coming in by time, 9:13, 8:23, 7:39. So I go over to my Word mailboxes right up there, back up, and then I can see that I'm looking at all my inboxes, which is one option, which is where I was, or I choose to see only pipeline. And then up there, it would say pipeline. So that one would tell me where it's coming from, or I go back and then I see my, I didn't name this one. Interesting. See what I mean about Gmail? I didn't name this Gmail anything here in the phone. So when I click on it, it just says Gmail, and I have 3 Gmail accounts. Which one can it be? Right? So I'm going to go name that Gmail something. So I'm going to go to the settings. So I'm going to push this up and open the settings. And I'm going to head down to my mail. There it is. And here are my 3 accounts. So I'm going to click on this account, and this one just says Gmail. It won't help me distinguish. So I'm going to click on it, and oh, it's my SBCC teacher. So I'm going to click up here on the account name, and under description, where just the description says Gmail, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to call this one my SBCC teacher account, which is a different, I know it's that's the email that I'm using for that. So I'm going to say done and back out. And now when I go to my mail, I'm going to push up and go to my mail. Probably need to refresh for a second. Come back. Let me just close it and open it up again because I just changed the name. And there it is. Now it says SBCC teacher. See? So now I know it doesn't matter if it's a Gmail or a Yahoo or whatever. I know that this is everything that people send to my SBCC teacher. I know that this is everything sent to my pipeline. It is things that go to my iCloud. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to just use that description portion in the accounts. All right. So again, in the phone, I go to accounts, and then over here, when you go into accounts, it describes each one of these names. So if you have 3 Gmails, it will say Gmail 3 times, go into them, and then go up to the word over here, account, and there's the description. That's where you change it. I know because someone emailed me that they didn't really see how to do this, and so I just wanted to show that again. I find it really important to be able to know. I don't mind when I'm in a hurry. I'll just see everything in all inboxes, and I'll check and see did something new come in. But for the most part, I really want to distinguish when I'm receiving stuff that's for work or not. I don't want to be on Sunday morning reading my work emails. I'll be, versus if it's a Monday, middle of the day, I'll be checking my pipeline account. So depending on your interest if you'll do that or not, but definitely for sure, you can do that with things like that junk mail that I showed you I have, just not check it all the time. So I'm gonna share again my desktop, because what else can we do with all of this? First of all, before I continue with something new, any questions about what I just showed you on the phone? Let me see, Suzanne, your hand is up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to change it, but I just want to mention that on my phone, my Gmail comes through in the Gmail app on the phone. So it's not in my mailbox. I have to go to the Gmail app to look for my,
Yeah, you need
Gmail.
you need to put it in. It's not like it comes in. Let me go back.
but it does come in on my computer.
Yeah, but it all depends on what you bring in. So just as much as on your computer, you had to put it here in internet accounts.
Mhm.
That's why you're reading it in your mail and all of that. On your phone, you have to do the same thing,
Okay,
but you need to bring it on into your phone.
Okay.
So you need to go into your system preferences. Okay,
what if I prefer to just go to the Gmail app to look at
Oh.
all the Gmail?
you're welcome to go to the Gmail app. What I'm
Okay.
teaching you is how not to do that, but you can choose to do that. I mean, if you want to go to your Gmail to get your Gmail app, and then switch in your Gmail to your pipeline, and then switch in your to a Yahoo app to go see your Yahoo, please be my guest. All I'm saying is, if some people have one email, in which case, who cares what email app you're looking at it from? For sure, I know you all have two, because you are students, and thus you have a pipeline account. So the minimum amount of emails that you guys have that are active is 2 right now. Now, I have been given dispensation. We non-credit teachers have been given dispensation, which is really hard to get, and any minute they can take it away, because we are allowed to email you guys to your home email addresses for things that are just like class attendance, so reminders that classes are starting, and then to send you your Zoom links. Because basically what happens is a lot of non-credit students don't take these classes. They're doing painting, art, whatever, and they don't know how to access their pipeline accounts. I would hope that I could teach you guys better. Because, and that you guys don't have to go to all the way into your SBCC pipeline, Gmail to go get your emails from pipeline, because this is one of those situations where the next time a director changes, and they change all the time, they'll take that away, because this is an issue with student privacy. You guys are adults, you're like, oh, I don't care, but you guys need to understand that there's these huge rules called FERPA, where there's this promise to student privacy, where no one is supposed to, like, I, as a parent of a college student, I'm not allowed to go in and see my son's grades, for example, and stuff like that, in any university, any college. This is a country thing. And the state here is really clear about that. So there's no way I can talk to you about grades or issues in your class or stuff like that to your personal email. So if you write to me from your personal email and I'm a credit teacher, I can't even respond, and I cannot send anything to your personal email. We can only talk about schools that have to do with, grades and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's a violation of privacy. We get like millions of dollars sued the college. It's a big deal. So the fact that they're allowing us teachers to even email you our Zoom link is a big deal. And that first email where I tell you the information and stuff, but other than that, I can't interact with you. So do understand that it's not for nothing that we say use your pipeline account versus your personal one. Any minute now, next session, they'll go, no, you can't do that anymore. And then your Zoom link and all class information and handouts will only get to you through your pipeline account. So the sooner you know how to access it naturally without having to go in to a new account in a new place, the better. That said, for those of you who are still working and have a working email and have a home email, same thing. Instead of having to go to 2 different browsers to do different things, you can see them all in the same place with one little click. Now, beyond that, you can still choose to use all your Gmail apps and keep learning and using your Gmail apps on your Apple. And that is totally fine with me. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, to me, it's easier to do it all at once than to do it in two different places. That if you only have a Gmail account, it's not two different places, it's one place, right? So yeah, go ahead and use your Gmail app. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's the long explanation as to why I keep insisting on you guys having your pipeline account. And then learning how to turn it off. If say you don't take a class until February, well, you don't need to be receiving pipeline apps between, December and February. Just turn that account little checkbox for mail off until February when you're in class again, you turn it on. Does it make sense?
Makes sense.
So your choice to do all this from whatever app makes you more comfortable. Betsy, your hand is up. If you're talking to me, your sound is off. Hello, Betsy, your sound is off and your hand is up. So I'm asking if you're trying to talk to me, I can't hear you because your sound is off. If not, I'll move on into the next person until you notice that I'm talking to you. Betsy? All right, since I can't hear you, Betsy, I'm gonna keep going. Oh, you're saying, sorry, I'm using earbuds to hear me, but to speak, you can still, you're muted. Your sound is muted. So if you speak, even with earbuds, I will hear you.
Okay, now does it work?
Yeah, now it's working.
Okay,
Got it.
sorry, I didn't know it was through the muting and unmuting there, the earbuds. Anyway, I have of course a mail account, but I use primarily Gmail through Mailplane, and then I look separately at the pipeline.
Mhm.
And my mail account is huge. I need to get rid of massive amount of stuff. How do I just empty it and start fresh?
Well, actually, there is a way and to look at your mails, and I believe, was it class?
I mean, I rarely use it now. I use the Mailplane. I mean, I use the separate ones, but
Yeah.
using in one sounds sensible.
Yeah, I believe I showed you
Oh,
all, and
last
if
week.
not, I'll show you really quickly again. Let me share my screen. And I'm saying this from the computer. It's easier to handle massive amounts of stuff. But I think it's intro to the Mac class that intro to the Mac class or Mac level 1. I don't know which one I showed it this in. If you go to about this Mac, and then head over to storage. And I'm going to just do this quickly because I'm going to let you guys look at the recordings of this or take the class again because I can't reteach you something I've taught. But then over here, you can go to storage, and then from here you go to manage. Once you've gone to all these places, here you can see mail. And when you click on that, it says mail is using however much amount of storage, right? Now from here, right now it's reading it. Not letting me access the emails themselves. I think it's because it's reading it. No, because the documents are there. There we go. So here it's not. Hold on, my computer's still processing, so it's not. It's I need to let it think. What?
Just warming
No,
up.
not even. Oh, let me see if this one, I just disconnected. Let me see if I can get this one to. I'm gonna go into my other laptop, to see if to the one that just warmed up with. Oh, see, no, it's still fading away.
It's still fading away.
Yeah, it might be more than the heat at this point. It opens up. and
Put the
leaves so
motor
much.
side there, not the house. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna die eventually. Okay, but it could be sooner rather than later.
My computer's dying. Okay, sorry. So, there it is. So I guess it's not showing me the mail. It shows you the messages. See, this computer, the school computer is not enabled with all this stuff, but it shows me my messages and other stuff, but it doesn't seem to be showing me my mail. That's a bummer. So then if that's not happening, because I remember it showing the mail and then you could go and choose the ones that were the biggest ones. Maybe it's under. I remember I did it here. Because here you can go into the largest files, the lowest files, and then you check where they are. And if they're in mail, you can delete it from there. Huh. Well, I know that I demoed this, so I must have demoed it on my laptop where the mail was showing up. Can anyone remember if
We
that
did
was
it on
introduction?
introduction, and then you took some, and then you showed us how to, scroll down to get rid of a whole lot of the time, or get. rid of
Yeah,
the
but that
whole
was just,
thing.
yeah, but that's different. I was showing you in a different spot. Okay, let me go back to the mail. I was just showing you one way, which was a quick way to deal with the big stuff. Because if you have a lot of stuff, the easiest thing to do is not to delete everything, but the easier thing to do is to delete the biggest ones, the ones that people sent you or you sent videos. If you get rid of all of those, then your box goes from, 10 gigabytes down to 3 gigabytes in 2 seconds, just because you had tons of videos, right? So anyway, the problem is that here on the mail app, you don't see which are the big emails or the small emails. Here you only see the email itself, right? And so what Janine just said is that I had showed you last week, last class, how to do this. So what I showed last class is to go over here and delete everything that you have. So I said, go and click on the top one, scroll all the way to the bottom, hold your shift key and select the bottom, and then you have thousands and thousands of emails that you can delete all at once,
Okay,
right? That's what I showed last week. So basically you go to your
Okay.
email, right? You go to the very top one.
Okay.
Scroll down, in this case to 2020, right? And when I say hold down shift and select again, then that's 2,500 messages I'm about to delete. Right click and delete and over
Okay.
here delete. Now, what I did tell you guys to do, that after you do that, you also need to empty your trash. So you would go to your trash
Right.
and empty your trash. So here you have each one of the accounts that I have up here, as Busy Teacher, Pipeline, and Yahoo. Each one of these I have down here. So you see it says Pipeline,
Right.
inbox, draft, sent, junk. This
Right.
junk is only my Pipeline junk. This trash is only my Pipeline trash.
Okay.
Scroll down, I decide, oh, I'm ready to get rid of my Yahoo junk or my Yahoo trash. Or you go to SBCC Teacher and you go and, so here you can just delete all the trash or all the junk from each one of those. So once you delete them, you have to also empty your trash, and then they're gone, like truly gone. Now,
Okay.
let me move on now, you guys, to my.
Okay, thank you.
next- No, you're welcome, to my next. So I did that in detail last class.
Yeah, I
towards-
missed that.
Whew.
Huh.
All right. Did someone turn on a second
I
computer?
I did, soccer,
Okay, you
sorry.
just turned the sound off, okay, thank you.
Sorry, I gotta ask you a question. I cannot do what you do, holding shift and go blue all the way down. What exactly I'm sorry, teacher. What
Okay, so you click on one, you hold shift and you click on the last one you can see, so that's whatever, 5 or 10 of them, right? But if you want to get more than that, you have to scroll. See the scroll bar? You grab it and you move it down to scroll up and down, or with your finger right here, you scroll up and down, right? If you have
Yeah, but that mine doesn't do it.
to
No.
scroll up and down.
No, it doesn't blue at all. No.
All
It
right, go
just
ahead and
blue.
share your screen.
Okay,
to Find out what's happening.
let's see. There, and there's we go. That's my email, okay?
Okay. All right, so
I go,
there it is, you're scrolling.
yeah, no, it's scrolling, but make it all blue. I
Oh, you
want
have
to
to select one, so go select the top one.
select that one. Okay,
Select one, yeah.
I push,
Do you want to choose all of them?
no, just from here down.
Here down, okay. So now go to the scroll down, start scrolling down.
And no
Scroll-
pushing anything?
No, just scroll all the way to the bottom, to the last one. It says found 354. Okay, there's your last one. Hold down shift. No, you first have to hold down shift, huh? Before you.
Oh,
click on the second
hold
one.
on.
Now
Okay.
scroll up, now scroll all the way up. And get to the top. Okay, now before you click on the next one, hold down shift and now click on the next one.
Hold on. Yeah.
Push down shift, push down and keep it down. And now
Yeah.
click on this one.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like a book ending. You click on one. And even if you have two things in between or 354 things in between, it doesn't matter. That's enough. And so there you go. And see, she, by the way, let me just show you what she did, guys. She searched for Costco emails. See on the far right, can you point to where your search is made? There you go. She searched for Costco emails. So only Costco emails came up. And then she deleted all 354. So that I believe is a better way than willy-nilly in deleting everything. I think it's a great idea to just select and, you know, individually the stuff that you don't want, which is what you just did there.
Yeah, I still have
Instead of
more.
everything. Okay,
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
But then she has to get rid of that X or so that she can search something else later.
Yes, so if you want to do anything other than Costco, then you have to go in and now that's in your trash right now.
No, I mean at the top where she's got the search.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that in her that her Costco, she moved it to the trash. See how now it's in your trash? I'm talking to you. Yeah, and then you have to delete them from the trash. There you go.
And keeping up here because maybe it's, you know, from other
Yeah, so what account is this? In your personal account? Yeah. So now,
boxes.
yeah, so now go to the left, go over to on, yeah. Now scroll down, start scrolling down, scroll down, like scroll down means further down, yeah. Until you see your, what you called your personal account, that's your SBCC, trash and junk, and then you have at the, keep, okay, hold on, no.
I don't have my personal account in here.
Yeah, go down. There it is. It's personal
Oh.
15, have it collapse. You see right there and right, put your hand, stop. You see a number 4,035 above the word SBCC. There it is. There it is. So now go to that arrow and open it up. There you go. Now go to the trash. And there you have, okay, you emptied out, you just emptied out whatever's in your trash. So there's nothing in there.
But it say 15, but doesn't say nothing in here. If you go to junk, it say the 432, but it's not, it's 2 in here.
Because yes, because you are searching, and this is the part that Julie was pointing out. You are go back to the trash, yeah, or to the junk. You were searching for. Oh, you did it without making me show.
Because I delete Costco. They
Yes,
was-
but I was trying to teach people, so I'm trying to show
Okay,
them what
sorry.
you did, and
Go
you did. it
back.
without. You know, you just did it, and then people
Okay,
didn't know what you
sorry.
did.
I'm sorry,
No.
sorry. teach.
She was searching over here on the far right. Put your mouse over the part where you wrote Costco.
Yeah,
She was searching for Costco. So she left that search on. And then when she goes to the trash is empty because she just emptied out her Costco trashes. But it used to say that there was something in there. So when you're done searching Costco, you need to then go back to the Costco and close it. I'm gonna have to show what's happening because otherwise it's hard to explain.
you want to take care of my screen? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead and get rid of your Costco link. See how right now it just has 3 results. As soon as she got rid of her Costco by clicking that X, now in her trash, she has 40 messages. Before it said nothing. Why? Because she just deleted all her Costco messages. So there's 0 Costco messages in her trash, but there are 40 messages in the trash. Does that make sense? And then why it says 15 instead of 40? Do you guys remember that? What does that 15 mean?
15 that are not open.
That have not been read. Yes, because see, point to the top of your trash where it says there's 40 messages in the trash, just that 15 had never been read. Okay, so that number 15 does not mean there's 15 messages in your trash. There's 15 messages you have not read, but there's
Okay,
still
now
stuff
I
in your trash. Does
now
that
I-
make sense?
Yeah, now makes sense.
But if you're searching for Costco messages, you've got none. Why? Because you just deleted all your Costco messages. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna actually stop your share because I wanted to show something else first before I went into the details of mail. But since we did go there, I don't want to leave people confused. I want to let people practice what we just did with you. So I know that there's some people that are raising their hand, but give me a minute. Let's go back. I'm going to share just my mail. So what we just did is the following. Let me be clear. When I close this up, these things that show up here under favorites, inboxes, flagged, drafts, and sent, you might not have these. You might have something else here, right? So who has something very different here? Give me little hand waves or say yes. Up under the word favorites at the top, I see inboxes. If I open it, I see these 4, but I see different things. Oh, hold on. Marta, you're here, but you're not getting any sound. I'm just going to the, good morning, Marta. The sound issue would be something from your side. You should go to that. Oh, Marta, no, I'm trying to talk to her, but she's not hearing me. Precisely, I thought, duh, that's very bad, unhelpful of me. Hold on, I'm writing in the chat for her. Go to your microphone and audio settings. Okay. That's all I can do. All right. So Pam and Anna, hold on a second. I know you have questions, but I do want to.
No, I'm raising saying that I'm answer you what you're asking.
Okay, no, but your hand is up and I don't know if it's a new one or not, but Pam's hand is up too, but I'm saying, wait 1 second. Let me just show this. Under favorites, you have only things that you have done. So if you've never flagged an email and you don't even know what flagging an email is, you would not have anything here that says flagged. If you've never created a draft, you would not have something here that says draft. You know what I'm trying to say? This only shows up here if you have them. So you might have something here that I don't even have because these set themselves in there at the beginning if you have them. So don't worry if this is not what you have here. That said, this is kind of a shortcut to all the things that are down here. So let me explain what this is all about. If you want to see the inbox for pipeline, I've told you open there and check out inbox for pipeline. If you want to check the inbox for SBC teacher, I told you go over here. But these are like shortcuts to the fact that in reality, down here, you can see all the different settings for each one of these emails. So for my pipeline account, I can see my inbox right there as well. And it's the same as this inbox. Between this and this, see how the number here is exactly the same, 5,000, 507, 5. If I click from one or the other, nothing changes what I'm showing you, because this is just a shortcut for me to get to the inbox for pipeline, scroll, 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 to the inbox of my Yahoo junk, scroll, 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 and to the inbox of my SBCC teacher. You see that? Each one of my accounts has an inbox. And if I had to go here, here, or here, it would be harder to do than if they just all get shown up here really quickly all at once. Does that make sense, you guys? So in my case, I have flagged some things. It doesn't matter if you don't have flagging for now, but it's the same thing. This is a place that aggregates the flagged folders of all my different accounts, or my drafts of all my different accounts, or sent emails from all my different accounts. So if I want to see what I sent on pipeline, I go here. What I sent on SBC teacher, I go here. When I sent on Yahoo, I go here. Does that make sense? So if I close all of these and ignore these, I have my pipeline sent right there. I have my Yahoo sent right there, and I have my SBCC teacher sent right there. Okay, so all these things are whatever's possible within each of these accounts. All right. Now you'll notice that over
You have to
here,
hit the plugs in.
I do, but I just
Yeah.
want a regular to hear out loud like a
Oh,
normal
maybe.
lady.
let me hit mute. Okay, so let me just tell Martha. I can hear someone else talking, so I muted you. But we hear you. It's your sound that you need to figure
For me, that's
out.
good.
Okay, there we go. So I just sent Martha something so that she knows in the chat that I can hear her. Okay. So back to my demo, sorry. So this is kind of like a shortcut to stuff that's in there. Does that make sense? Now, if you only have one account, then when you click on here, instead of saying all sent, it'll just say sent, flagged, inboxes. It'll just be the one account that you have. Okay, but if you have more than one account, then this little arrow holds inside of it the sense of each one of your accounts. Got it? So now, in the case of needing to search for something, so I'm going back to the example that Anna just gave. I'm going to go ahead and click on all inboxes over here. And way over here, there's a little search, right? So I'm going way over to the end and I'm clicking on that. So what she did is she searched for the word Costco. So I'm going to write ahead and search for the word Costco. So when I do that, look at all the different emails that appear for me. And most importantly, it says searching all inboxes. Now, why is it searching all inboxes? Because I had all inboxes clicked. Before we go into the details of what it found, if I want to see something else, if I now go over here and click on SBCC teacher, it's only showing me one email. If I go to pipeline, it's showing me 4 emails. If I go to Yahoo, it's showing me nothing. It's like, why? I have a ton of emails here. How come I'm seeing only a few? Because I left my Costco search up there. So it's keep searching only for the word Costco. So over here, I have thousands of emails. I hit pipeline and I just discovered that there's only 4 emails. Be careful with this. It's because that you are in a search mode. Do you see that? So be careful when you do a search, because Anna went and deleted all her Costco emails. You saw her, she did that. And then when she was going into her flagged or junked or trash, she was seeing nothing. And it's because by then there's no more Costco emails left. Does that make sense? So you guys try that out. Search. If you guys get Costco emails, search for Costco, but you know, I have no idea. So something that you get, maybe you get the New York Times all the time. Maybe you get a word a day, who knows, something that you have a lot of, right? Go in and put that word in there in the search and then have it, it'll search whatever you're selecting and you'll see a subset of emails. Now, in my case, one thing that's important is that I do not get, I actually do get Costco emails, but they go into my personal account because I shop at Costco. And here I don't have my personal accounts in the ones that I'm showing you. So what I do have here is my work account and a teaching account and a junk account. So only 5 are popping up, but none of them are from Costco. So here's why they still show up. For example, Emma here says, sorry, I am off. I was at Costco and I had left my phone. So there's a word Costco in the email. So when I write Costco in there, it doesn't only show up from Costco, it also shows any email that has the word Costco in it. So over here, someone wrote something about Costco in this email, or someone wrote something about these, okay? So that is why these are showing up, all right? Even if it's because it's not just your Costco emails, but also the rest. So just be careful when you go delete that you don't delete stuff that wasn't from Costco if you put that name in there. So I'm going to turn that off and let me see. In junk, I get stuff from Target, for example, right here. Okay. So in my junk, I have all my Target stuff. So now I'm going to go ahead and say, I want to delete a bunch of stuff, but I'm not ready to delete everything. So I'm going to go over here and write Target. Okay. Now notice that when I write the word Target, over here, it tells me, oh, do you want target from Target News? Or does the subject contain Target? Or here's some examples of Target Circle, Target Visitors, Target. So these are specific ones that I might be looking for. So this helps you find if you're looking for one particular email. Since I don't want a particular email, I just want Target in general. I'll just go ahead and click on this Target email. And so now only Target emails sent by Target to that email address that I looked for are coming up. So it has to be from Target. So if the subject matter now says,
Yeah,
you
put
reach
the audio
your
up
Target,
there.
like if something,
This one?
Yeah,
hold on, I can hear Martha again. So let me,
what's the other one?
Audio, low,
all right,
Alright.
so I might need to stop and help Martha. a
original
little.
sound for
Um,
muzzle,
Let me just,
use separate audio. That's for me, right? Because it tests my voice. I
yeah,
don't want audio though. Do I
Martha,
want general?
go to your
I
microphone,
think you gotta mute yourself.
check on the little arrow icon to the right of the microphone and sorry guys, but I need to help her and go where's my chat? Give me a second. And select the system speaker. Okay, I hope she's reading my messages. Other than that, she keeps dropping out. Oh, well, I think she died again before she got to read my text. But then when she drops out, when she comes, there she is. Martha. Okay, all right, guys. So basically here where I had more, let me do this again. I'm gonna clear the search for Target. How do I do it? I click on this little X. Then, as you can see, if I click on this and write Target again, look at all the different things that it's finding for Target, a ton. See that? But one of them is this one that says alternate self-serving multimillionaire Ron Johnson targets Medicare. See how that one shows up too? Or Wired, you're gonna wanna see this. Don't miss out on more stories. Probably if I click on this somewhere in this whole text of the message that has the word, see, oh, here. Prepare for Labor Day, loading everything you need for some targeted time. See that? Lily Dragnet, Peace Action. If I look over here, it probably has the word Target somewhere. Does that make sense? The word Target is being searched everywhere at this point. You got it? So be careful that when you're trying to delete everything from Target, that you're not just using the word Target. So once again, when you first write the word Target here, let me go back, Target, then it gives you the choice. Do you mean Target like Target News? Or do you want the subject to contain Target? Or do you want different or Target deals or Target what? You see what I mean? So that's when I said, no, I just want to deal with Target News. I'm going to get rid of Target News. Okay, so then only Target once comes up. Got it? Now I can say select, shift, select, and all these Target deals. Now I'm like, okay, right click, delete. I'm going to get rid of that. Boom, they're gone. Which is why now, if I keep trying to search and if I look at my trash and Target trash, let me go to my Yahoo trash, all my Target trashes appear because I just put them in there and I'm still searching for Target. But if I forget to clear that and I go back to in my inbox as SBCC teacher, I go, oh, how come I have no results? What's wrong? What happened to my mail? It disappeared and people get desperate about this. It's because of your search is still targeted, fun, onto the word Target. So go and click on this little X to get rid of that and all your stuff pops in again. All right. Pam, your hand has been up very patiently for quite a while. What's your question?
Trash. Trash question.
Yes.
In my emails, my trash deletes after 30 days, I'd like to change that. I don't know how.
Mhm.
In my documents, and my internet searches, that trash never deletes. And I'd like to change that so that it deletes every month.
But you said two different things in
Yeah.
your documents and your internet searches. Those are two completely different things.
I know.
And the email is a different trash. So I'll show you the email trash and how to
Okay.
change that. And the documents trash, the internet searches is different. So the question is, how often does your trash get deleted? Now, let me share my entire screen. Let me pull this down for a second. This is my mail app. If my mail app is my forefront app, I should see its name up here. But if I click on my desktop right now, then my finder is my mail. I'm still seeing my mail, but my finder is up, right? If I have another app running right now, I'm going to click on Zoom, which you guys don't see because Zoom is Zoom. But you do see up here that this says Zoom US because I just clicked on Zoom, right? So depending on what you click on is what it says there. So be careful because what I'm about to show you depends on that being there. So make sure that you click on Mail and that it says Mail. Once you do that, under this program, you will see Mail Preferences. By the way, if I have Zoom up, if I go to Zoom, those are the Zoom preferences. If I have this Finder up, if I go to Finder, I have the Finder preferences. Any application that you see its name there, under it, you see its preferences, okay? But you need to see the name there. For that, you need to have it up. So if Mail is up and you click on the word Mail, now, yes, you can open its preferences. So now I'm opening up the Mail preferences.
Oh,
One of the things that you find over here is settings such as how often to delete trash or things like that. So over here, you have many different settings, and just in case you're in one of these, head all the way over to general. And here under general, you'll see settings for all your mail, meaning this is not about for one account or another account, it's for all your mail app and how it's supposed to handle. So right now, I just did a search, remember? And if I look at the very bottom, one of the things it says, when searching all mailboxes, include results from trash. You can say yes or no to that. That works if you're trying to make sure that you don't have any of the trash that you want to save. But if you say no to that, then when you search for Target next time, it'll say nothing. Even if you have a lot of Target things hanging out in your trash, it won't show it to you. If this is off, if this is on, you want it. Okay, so anyway, now you can make certain checks, like it's going to automatically check for new messages. Is it going to make a sound if you receive a new message and stuff like that? But right now, what you're asking about is under accounts. So under accounts, you can choose what each account does separately. So say that I go into my pipeline account and I go to my mailbox behaviors, then for pipeline, I can choose that my trash deletes itself after 1 month, or after 1 day, or after 1 week, or never on its own. Does that make sense? So right now I have it set up that my pipeline mailbox, when I go all the way down, the trash for this pipeline account gets automatically deleted once a month. Okay. Now for my SVC teacher, I might say for that one, I want it to delete after 1 week. And for my Yahoo, I might want it to delete after 1 day. Like you can choose, or you can say pipeline, never delete. Or I can say delete each time I quit mail or stuff like that. So you see that how you can change for each account what you want your trash to do. All right, you guys, are you seeing that? Are you following through and doing that yourselves? All right,
Yeah,
on your
I'm
own.
still good. I'm
So
still
you
good.
handle what your email trash does for each account, like Yahoo. If I put something in the trash in Yahoo, just delete it immediately. So after one day, delete it from the trash, okay? So teacher, I have some things in here that I do like, so I'll give it a bit more time. I'll leave it have a pipeline. No, just never delete it because I want to delete it myself by hand. These are my work emails. What if I put something in the trash that I really needed? So I'm gonna delete them by hand. I'm gonna empty the trash by hand.
So my
Yes,
trash
Pam?
mailbox says deleted. Which I don't really understand why.
Let me check for a second what you're showing.
See, my trash mailbox.
Oh, the Outlook.
So I know that I have.
No, listen, your trash mailbox is in your deleted mailbox. Your Outlook has a box called deleted, and that's where it is. Now, when you want it to be deleted, have it. So this is on that. It's just telling you where your trash mailbox is, which is in a folder called. deleted. That's all. Because you're in Outlook, your trash, instead of calling it trash, they call it deleted.
Okay.
But the matter is when you want those messages to erase, never after one day, after 1 week, the email, so this is where you get to make that choice. That's the time.
Okay.
If you say never, then you have to read it. Right?
They delete themselves, so I
But
don't.
that's probably set up. in the Outlook.
Oh, okay.
So like over here, here's the deal. Here you're saying what's gonna happen if you're reading your messages from here.
Mhm.
But maybe your Outlook account, you have to go online, maybe you set that one to delete themselves automatically, so
okay.
that override.
Okay, all right, so I.
Okay. Yeah, so let me explain out here. Let me explain, I'm not sure this is gonna work. I don't want to overheat it to kill it. So guys, the question that Pam had, she has an Outlook email. It's an Outlook address.
Yeah.
And Outlook belongs to Microsoft. Gmail belongs to Google. Me.com Yahoo these are all different companies. They do their best. Apple is doing its best to apply, as again, the mail app is a funnel. It takes in apps from everywhere, emails from many different companies and just shows them to you. Now, in her case, she went to an email here that was Outlook, and is when it says here, she put it on never to never erase from here. But she says her emails are erasing. She puts them in the trash and they get deleted automatically. And I said, well, it's not what's happening here in this box. It's just something that you in your Outlook account, you have to go to your outlook.com account. And in those settings, she probably has set whenever I put something in the trash, delete it automatically. So then the program here is just reading her email, but her emails are already automatically gone. But that's because it's overriding by her account settings at Outlook. Does that make sense? So if you pipe in Gmail, told your Gmail personal account to delete the trash, the moment you delete it, then mail in its trash sees nothing because it's been deleted when it arrived into the account. Does that make sense, you guys? So if you have things happening, not because of your mail reading it, but overwriting from the top, you need to go and check that out. Now, yeah, good point. Gmail is a little bit different. What it does, there's an archive box. I can see most of you guys are more advanced with email and have taken this class before because you're asking stuff about the behaviors of different accounts. Whereas I haven't really shown you yet how to use this to even send an email or receive an email. So I'm kind of stuck in answering questions that are a bit more advanced. So let me clarify. Gmail and iCloud, but I don't have my iCloud account up here because it's the personal one, have a thing called archive. Down here, I'll show you the pipeline one says archive. right? If you have your iCloud one, it'll say archive again. I don't know if my Yahoo one has an archive. Yeah, Yahoo has an archive too. Okay. So, what's up is that in your inbox, think about it this way. When you guys receive mail at home, you know, you might receive 5 things that day. 3 of them are junk mail. They go straight into the recycling bin. 1 is really important. You put it on your desk. It's a bill you need to pay. And 1 is a Christmas card, for example, that you want to hold on at least until after Christmas, or maybe you're the kind that puts it away with your ornaments, who knows? But it's not something you need to deal with right now. You read it, but you're not ready to throw it away. For goodness sake, Christmas isn't here yet, kind of thing, right? Or maybe it's a birthday card, or maybe it's information about an event that you're going to attend next week. So there's stuff you hold on to, but it doesn't need to be in your inbox anymore because you've already opened it and read it. So I have the bad quality of leaving those things in my inbox. My husband is the kind of person who strictly holds to the inbox zero theory. He looks like he wrote the book. And we are yes together, believe it or not, for 20, how many? 9 years, I don't know, it's ridiculous. But yeah, that's our different behaviors around our inboxes. So you can do whatever you want, but if you, the place where you hold stuff that you don't want in your inbox, but you don't want to delete, is the archive, right? So like if you archive things, you're not getting rid of them. I mean, and think about it, the word archive makes sense. You're just putting it aside outside of your archive. If I were better about it, I would archive things that I've already read. I don't, but anyway, so say that I already, so this is an email that I got today. Done there, read it. If I go to the right or left, I can delete it or something like that, but I could also instead archive it, which I can do by right-clicking and archiving it way over there. Or I can send it to the archive, and this little icon here means archive selected messages. So I can say archive it, boom, and it got archived. Now that means that it's not deleted, but it's, see, it disappeared from my inbox. I don't see it here anymore. Let me Command Z to undo that. And here's the email again. It arrived at 8:12 and it's called Third Thursday Coffee and Conversation, right? So when I archive it, I'm going to set it to archive right here. It does not disappear. It is not in my trash, but it is not in my inbox anymore. It is now in my archive, right? And so it's been, and I have this, I have way too much in my archive. Never mind. As usual. So, and I have these probably reading backwards. I have too many. So that's what archive is. Now, for some people, and the original question that Suzanne said, why does Gmail put deleted mails into archive? Again, there is a setting you can do up in your Gmail where even your deleted mails go into your archive. Now, for better or for worse.
It's pulling off.
Yeah, no, but it's not.
It's still.
I'm not able to get it. It's no, well, the power is there. It's turning on. Hold on, guys. It's just that it's turning on, but then it's flickering off. Right now it's on, but it was flickering off. So I'm hoping.
Good. Get it while it's hot.
Now it's on.
Because it pulls off really fast. That's all I know.
Okay, it's on and it's
You're
working.
instead of Barbara.
Took a while to warm it, and now it's working. Now I'm in.
Yeah, I had to do it 3 times.
What is archive, teacher?
Hold on. What is what?
What does archive mean?
Archivar. Ana, archivar. That's what an archive is. So something that you want to put away, but that you don't need handy,
It's like an extra closet.
right? Like a what?
A closet, you know, that you.
A closet, yeah, like that, the garage or the extra closet or the storage pods,
Yeah.
right? You put the stuff away that you're done with, but that you're not willing to get rid of. So,
Okay.
so automatic. And here's the part that's confusing, guys. Here's the part that's confusing is that a lot of the times the archive, and I don't know right now why this is showing me only the things that I've sent. I have it alphabetized. How interesting. My archive is showing out alphabetized, which I really don't know why. Okay, so here's my give me a second here.
Oh, you did that.
Long story. I'm looking at my archives. Okay, so the thing about the archive is that it also holds the stuff that's in your, it's hard one to explain. It's something that Gmail does. If it's in your inbox, it's in your inbox, but it also shows up in your archive. Like you don't have to necessarily archive something. So for better or for worse, like I did not archive. This is an email I sent yesterday. This is one from this morning. Anna Thompson joined your meeting. This is automatically Zoom lets me know when someone's joined the meeting. Heating pad. I just sent this. I just sent this to my, I just sent this to my director and I said, hey, look, a student, you know, put a card in this in a heating pad. I just sent this, but it's in my archive, which is really frustrating because I just sent it. It's also in my inbox, but it's also in my archive. It's like inbox, the pipeline, I think it's got to do with the settings that the administrator of the account is the school. Administration doesn't want you to lose stuff. Imagine if there's a she said, he said with a teacher about emails, everything is archived. Okay.
Liability.
So it's hard to explain to you the real function of archive when the Gmail for Pipeline, for example, archives itself automatically. I just sent this to my boss right now. I just sent it to her and it's in the archive, right? Because it's basically archiving the fact that I sent that photo to my director. So that's why it's a hard one to explain. So if you delete something in this email, it goes in from the trash, it goes into the archive. It's not so with the pipeline accounts and it shouldn't technically be so with your personal Gmails, but I don't know because I don't have a personal Gmail here. So you tell me.
Set up automatically.
Yeah, I think it's set up automatically to hold everything and you would have to delete it and then re-delete it from your trash and then it would disappear from the archive. But if you just put it in the trash is just another mailbox. It's like taking it, this is a winter coat, I'll put it in this other closet. It's still in your house. That's the trash. It just happened to be called trash, but it could have been hold everything that I'm not using now. When you say here and you donate it and you give it away, you actually get rid of it. That's when it disappears and it disappears from your archive as well. All right. Okay, so I hope that answered your question, Suzanne. Oh, good. Martha can hear me now. Okay, good.
Can I just follow up on that, Deanna?
Yes, please.
So in the accounts, mailbox behaviors, do you think all my Gmails are even when I try to delete them, go into archive because I've got the archive Gmail set on the mailbox behaviors? I mean, when I delete the stuff from Gmail, because I get a lot of advertisement stuff, I don't want it to go into an archive box.
So look at here. I'm going into my pipeline archive mailbox and there's a Gmail trash that you can have your archive mailbox go to your Gmail trash. You can do that. Right now, when you archive something, it goes into this thing called all mail, but you can have it send it to the trash and then you can empty your trash.
Watch.
You can try that out.
Let's see.
Does that make sense?
I don't have that option.
Do you want to share your screen to see if I can see what's up with yours in particular? But
Sure.
but again, this is like going into the nitty gritty of how one thing is working. And I just do want to get to the message that I do need to start getting to the rest of my app. So after this, I will answer general email questions about how it functions and not these individual in little bitsy things because I need to move on to everyone. So go down to where it says archive mailbox at the very bottom, click on that. And it doesn't give you the choice to, yeah.
It's just folders that I've set up.
Okay. That's not.
I mean, it's just a
Trash.
storage problem for me. I mean, to just see all these old emails that are mostly advertisement that I don't, yeah, I just am trying to delete stuff and
Yeah, so
It would be,
when you put things in the Gmail, right, trash mailbox says Gmail trash right there, right?
Mhm.
Right about archive. It says Gmail
Yes,
trash. So
right.
let's go to your, it should go to your trash and then you should be deleting it. Right now, you have it set up for a week. Can you open your mail for a second and let's, in front of me, just delete something and let's see if it goes into archive or into mail. So go to your inbox, choose something on culture. Okay, so this one arrived today. Hold on, let's be clear that it's, wait, don't just delete it. Let's look at it to make sure that it's the one that you just deleted. So this one arrived on, let's move out so we can look at the click
July
away.
15th.
So this is 7/16, does it say?
Yeah, 7/15.
7/15 on culture, Leslie Dinovich. Okay, 7/16. Okay, go ahead and delete it. Just delete. Perfect. Now let's go to your trash and see if it's there.
Okay.
Is that your Google personal? The same one? that-
Mhm. Google personal trash.
Okay, let's go into your archive. And let's go to 11, so scroll up. 7, so let's go down to 11/15,
July 15th.
11,
Oh,
you're in September, so.
I know, I'm
way up
trying
at the
to,
top.
It was 7/15.
Oh, it
well,
was
I'm
7?
going,
Oh, it was 11, I thought it was 11. Oh, okay,
well, it was July.
it was 7.
up.
Okay, 7/22.
Well, I'm going by date, right? It's what
Yeah,
you want me
there
to
it is.
look
Okay,
for?
you're 7/15, there you go. It's not there. It's not in your archive,
Not in my archives either, it's in trash.
I think
but
it's
it's
in,
not showing in her trash, but it's not in her archive. That's her archive, and it's not in there either.
you think it would be junk? No?
Now you would have to actually say it's junk to send it to the junk. Why is
Because you
trash
have to,
empty?
teacher, I think you have to go to junk box on top of it and the
No,
settings.
junk is a whole different creature. Let's not confuse my entire class.
Okay,
Tell you what junk is, but don't. Junk is not the same as trash.
all right. We
Um,
can move on. It's,
I'm
I'm,
wondering,
um,
so it's weird, you have some setting. So when
Yeah.
you trash, anything you trash, it doesn't go into your trash,
I
but it's not
guess,
going into your archive. So can you get something today? Something from today that we can delete, that it would show up at the top of your, so go to the inbox.
Could she do a search?
You're
I'm
filtering by unread messages.
yeah,
right
I'm
now.
trying to get
Can you
my,
go to the top and see that little filter at the top? Click on that. There's 7 a.m. Plow to porch. Do you need it today or not? Or the
No.
independent today? Okay, so that's today, 7:01 a.m.
you want me to
right
delete?
click And delete. Yeah. I'm wondering if you're bypassing the trash, if it's just deleting. Go now to the trash and let's see if it landed in your trash. Nope, but let's go to your archive. Click on your archive.
Is
No,
this
that's
the
on her.
archive? It's just a
Yeah.
folder.
Well, move it forward. I thought you said that, grab this and make it a little bit bigger. I believe it's your all mail. Move this a little bit bigger. It says all mail, which all mail is not, is the old archive. So can you go down and see if you can see the word archive? You don't even have your archive. I'm just going by the fact that you said that it goes into your archive, but it's not.
Well, yeah, but when I delete it, it always says archive.
Well, you just
Yeah.
deleted it and it didn't say archive.
All right,
So,
well,
Because you can have it set it up, the archive.
well, I just don't, what I'm saying is that you're saying it says that it goes to archive, but it didn't happen in front of us. Of course, that's, you go to the mechanic and the noise isn't happening anymore. I'm not seeing it going, it disappeared. It seems like what you have it set is to disappear automatically. Now, if you were to archive it, go to there and say archive. Yeah, click on archive. And then Internet cannot be moved to the AirPod, the destination does not allow messages to be moved into it.
Oh,
So what you need to do is go into your Gmail account. And sorry, that's my thing saying I need to give you guys a way. Go into your Gmail account settings, go open your account settings through Gmail. You do that, not here in the preferences. Remember, this is what's important. This is already, it's only reading your email as you have it set up from your main account. So, and you go to Safari or Chrome or whatever, open up your Gmail there and go to the Gmail settings. In
okay,
that place, you probably have your settings set that when you delete something, have it delete immediately. So here you delete it and it's not going, it's being deleted immediately. Does that make sense?
okay. All right, I'll go into
I don't know
Safari and,
why you don't have an archive mailbox. Here it shows you it here, but you might not have it up in your general account.
okay. All right, thanks for trying to figure it
Yeah,
out for me.
Let me just, and I want to give us a break, but I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go up to Safari. I'm gonna share my screen and then let's all take a break. But now I'm in Safari, right? So I'm gonna go over to my Gmail account. So I'm gonna go ahead and say gmail.com, right? So I'm gonna go to gmail.com, and since I am in City College, it's opening this one, right? So you will open whichever one you have. This is going online to your Gmail, and then over here in the gears, you have settings. See all settings, and this is your Gmail settings, and you probably have here something with your advanced, your labels, your inbox, what to do with your images. Those are places where you probably how to send an archive button. You know, this is where you maybe did something that is overwriting whatever is happening when you're reading it. You see what I mean? So here I have it trashed, here I have an archive and stuff like that. So this is your this is a place where you maybe have to go in these settings to figure out what's happening to the stuff. Does that make sense, you guys, what I'm talking about?
Kind of.
Yes,
When
I'll
I
give
say-
that a try. Thank you.
I say go, or if you're in, you know, yeah, if you have a Yahoo Mail or an Outlook, so I'm gonna go to yahoomail.com. Oh, I didn't type that correctly, yahoomail.com. And over here, I'll sign into my Yahoo account and then Tremendous.com. This is my junk email. I haven't signed in from this computer in a while, so it's gonna have me prove traffic lights there, there, and there. I'll verify. I'm not a robot. And my password. Not now. So here I'm in my Yahoo. Now here I have settings. So this is what I mean. Go to the settings of each one of your accounts and check those settings to see what you have done. View an email, writing email, filters, that kind of stuff, right? So this that you set up in your actual account overrides anything that the mail who is just funneling them is able to do. Does that make sense, you guys? So whatever
Kind of.
account you have, outlook.com, go and do that first and see if you are overriding some of the basic settings, like things delete immediately and stuff like that. Okay. I just showed you with these two because those are the two that I have, but you guys might have, you know, CoxNet, those times. Go into Cox and handle that.
Yeah.
All right. Anna, let me give Molly a chance because Molly hasn't asked anything yet, and you have had a chance, and I want to give everyone a break. So Molly,
I'm still confused on the Cox now. Erase junk messages, never. What does that mean? What?
okay, I'm going to talk about junk, but I want to give everyone their break. So
Okay,
let's
yes.
take a minute, and Molly,
I'll
when
wait.
we start again, remind me the word junk, which Anna also mentioned. So both of you have your hands up. So when we come back, I'll hopefully remember. And if not, you guys say the word junk again, I'll go, oh, let me explain junk.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So let me say here, what time is it? So it's 20. So let's be back by 10:50. Be back by 10:50 a.m. All right, see you guys in 15 minutes.
when did the first apples come out?
I'm thinking like 78, 79.
No, no,
82, maybe?
more like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ithaca when they, when I was there.
Yeah, 'cause
you know,
Windows-
You guys, we're
Windows
back.
like 1985.
Now, everyone here is having a blast and chatting, but people at home are wanting to work. So guys, come and sit at your chairs. We're having a big party here. In fact, I just went to the office to talk to my director for a second because I heard her walk by. And there's a party going on in there too. It's someone's birthday and I just offered a piece of pie. So everyone's having parties right now. Pumpkin pie from Costco, talking about Costco. But it's my first pumpkin pie of the season. All right. When we left, the word that we were going to continue with was the word junk mail. So let me explain junk mail. There's a feature, and let me share my screen. There we go. So there's a feature in the Mac mail program that filters out junk mail automatically. Now, let me explain junk mail because some people say, oh, my mail is full of junk. Well, let me say, if you subscribed to Macy's, Nordstrom, Costco, Target, you know, you have accounts or whatever, and you're getting mail for them, that's not junk mail. That's mail that you might not want, but it's not considered junk mail. As far as Mac is concerned, it's an official company that's sending mail. Now you can decide to go to Target and say, please don't send me all this. Costco, please don't send me all that. But it won't be filtered out as junk mail per se, unless you tell the Mac, hey, this is junk, don't show it to me. And you can train the junk mail to never show you Target or Costco because you consider it junk. Now, what Mac considers junk automatically is what we would call spam. So let me show you. This is my pipeline account, okay, right there. And if I go here, everything looks yellow. If I recognize it, I know all these people, I know what these are, it's fine. When I go into my pipeline and click on junk, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here that looks yellow. And what this is stuff that the computer thinks is probably junk, or I have told it is junk. Now, the junk that I get in pipeline is less than the junk I get in my, what I call my junk mail. I'll show you that in a minute. So when it's something that comes from either something that's unrequested by me, that I don't have an account, or that the Mac can tell that it comes from some kind of a listserv where your name just got added, it throws it into your junk. So if I click on this and I read it, it might seem, you know, official. It's not that it's not, it's not junk as in spam that seems offensive or bad, but it's the kind of stuff that probably got sent to 2,000 people. And so mail filters it through because it figures this must be junk and it puts it here, but it allows you to see it and to decide if it is junk. If I go, oh no, these are people that I really want to hear from, you can right click and say, this is not, well, over here, this is junk. Yeah. Is it allowing me to say, because it is junk, okay, because it's already, when it's yellow like this, it's the computer who has decided that it's junk when it's yellow. And I can go over here and I can say, no, it's not junk. And I did it now. I shouldn't have done that because now I've told that thing it's not junk. I'm trying to say, I can move it. If I hover over this, move this message to the inbox. Once you move it to the inbox, you're basically saying this is not junk. So from now on, that other thing that I just didn't by mistake clicked on, is going to show up in my inbox. So it was something that I did not want to receive, but now I'm going to be receiving because I told it it's not junk. On the other hand, if I go from here and find some junk, and I don't want to label any of these junk, but sometimes I do have some stuff that I really don't want to get. In the past, when I've demoed this, I've made a mistake where I said, here I saw. None of these are junk. I'm sorry. I've done this by mistake once where I said, as an example, I said something good was junk, and then it was so hard to get it back in. Okay, so here, this is pretty junkish for me. Okay, so if I think this is junk, if I right click and I say move to junk, right? What's gonna happen is that in the future, anything that comes from the Loom team will not come into inbox. It'll go into my junk box. Now, if it truly is junk, I recommend go to that company online and unsubscribe. But if it's junk of the kind that's really junk, like you're getting all of these, like enlarge your, private parts and whatnot, don't ever click on their links from here to unsubscribe, because that is them seeing that there's a live email address working, and then you get targeted even more. Now, this isn't completely junk in that it's not the kind of thing, it's something they sent to people in academia, whatever, but it's junk to me. So moving it to junk allows the computer to not show it to me next time it comes into my inbox. If I go the entire work of going into loom.com and unsubscribing or whatever it is, then it will stop coming altogether. But this is like a way to filter it out. Does that make sense? So I can just go ahead and call it junk, and I can do that by either moving it to junk. This is the little icon that moves it to junk, or right click, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to move it to the junk team. So now if I go into my junk mail, if I go to that date, I had to go back. There it is, the Loom team. It's showing up there from now on. See how it's yellow now? From now on, whenever something comes, now, for example, this one, Rob Marks informational session on retirement and finances. Every time as an employee, eligible to this. This isn't junk per se, but it's not part of our college. This is a person who's trying to reach out to me to deal with my finances. So this isn't this is my college account. So I labeled it junk. And anyway, so it's not coming into me. On the other hand, I could look in here and decide if there's something that I do want. So again, here's another one, Laura Edwards. As an SPCC student, your 403B or that kind of stuff. This is unrequested by me. I don't want any of that. So it's all there. Now, if I go into my real email, into my Yahoo junk, and I go into the Yahoo of my junk, that's where you get like the real junk, the kind that is scary. Ukrainian dating, enjoy hot Ukrainian singles and that kind of stuff. So who knows what all this came from, but I get it sent, it gets thrown in here. Michael's just gives me a zillion of things, so I just labeled it junk. I should go to Michael's and unsubscribe. But anyway, so this was me who sent Michael's into the junk, because it's not the same as Ukrainian singles alerts. But anyway, does that make sense? So it's the computer. Now, if you know that, now, for example, this is FedEx company. Why did I say the FedEx company is junk? FedEx is not junk. If I click on it to see it, this is what I really want to teach you guys. Anything that comes into you that you do not know what it is. This is the main thing I really want you guys to know. Be it in your inbox, in your junk box, never mind. Then how do I know that it's really not FedEx? This is very important, guys. Go to the name FedEx company. First of all, don't click on any link that they might have, right? But go to the name, and you see this little arrow? click on that little arrow and it comes from LarryGodwayne549@gmail.com. You see that?
Wow.
Now, if you also see the reply to, you can see the reply to goes to WS, whatever, Gmail, which clearly is not FedEx. But the most important thing I can teach you is this. Check who these really come from, because they're getting so good. In the past, it was so easy to discover, you know, the Nigerian prince. But now many of these emails look really real. This one doesn't look real. This is not one of them. But sometimes you have some that look very real. Babyfoodlaw.org. Who in the world? And the whole email looks weird, so I wouldn't even consider. But then I click on that, and it's from subeditory rates scribble at tembillaacro.net. All right, that basically tells you this is really, really junk. If it's from Michaels, on the other hand, and I go here and I click on Michaels, it's from amdealsmichaels.com. This is Michaels. Does that make sense? Now, they can't have a michaels.com email address if it isn't Michaels. Now, obviously, Ukrainian dating looks like junk, but ooh, shipment tracking. And y'all know we're Christmas, we're all buying stuff. Ooh, shipment tracking, cool. What's my shipment tracking? And I go in here and it's like aipixmagresolide.com. Got it? This is how you can describe or tell. And if you do see the reply to, info at pixmag.resolide.com. Track your pack. You know what I'm trying to say?
Is that called spam?
This is spam. This is actual spam. Michael's is not spam. It's me saying, I don't want to see it. I haven't had it made the time to go and unsubscribe from their list. Plus, I have to admit, Michael's, if you do go to Michael's, so I might go once a year, once every 2 years, they have amazing coupons, and they send you coupons that are like 50% off an item, and you go and buy something that's $200, you pay $100, it's awesome. But I'll do it once a year. Do I want their Michael's email every week? No. But I know it's in my junk. So if I know I'm going to Michael's once a year, I might go into my junk and look for the latest coupon. Does that make sense? So I'm not really disconnecting from them. But oh, look, you've been selected for a Samsung TV from sales@lastsquin.com. It's like, yeah, the chances of that being good are nil, right? So the computer, Mac, knows this. It filters those kind of things and puts them in there for you. That's the stuff it knows. And then in your inbox, there's the stuff that you know. So Sarah Payton, Sexuality and Emergency for All, it's not in my junk. It might have thought that this is something that I want. So I have to, and I look at it and it's actually from Sarah called Sarah Payton. So maybe this is someone, I don't know what it is, but it's obviously not trash because the name, not trash, I mean to the Mac. Maybe this is something I'm interested in receiving, and it's not spam. It's a real company or a real person or a real entity who is sending me email. So it's not being filtered out as junk. So, but I can tell it that this is something that I consider junk. And I just go over here and I click on the move to junk, or I right click and I say move to junk. Now, if I ever get anything else from Sarah Payton, it will drop itself into junk because I'm training my computer that is junk. Does that make sense?
Can you just block the contact?
Yeah, that's other stuff you can do, but you can block the contact for someone like Sarah Payton, who is happening to be someone who's real, who's sending information. But all the spam, the contacts, they use a different one each time. So spam, they have millions of email addresses. So you're not going to, next time they send it to you, it'll come from someone else. So blocking the contact doesn't work. It works for real email addresses. I don't want anything else from Mycons. Let me just block them. Sarah Payton, block them. Ex-husband, block them. Whatever you want to say. It doesn't work for spam, meaning it works for that one if they try it again, but then you'll get 20 others from somewhere else. So that's what that is. So I would recommend very infrequently check your spam to make sure nothing important is hanging in there. And if so, delete it and then go into your preferences and you can have junk deleted automatically. Now, I had a problem once where I went to my inbox of my Pipeline account and I selected everything from my boss right? That was old. I did a selection. And then look at what happened. If you look at these icons, I was gonna archive it, all her old emails. I was trying to be a good archivist and a good zero inbox person. But instead of archive, that's the icon, I instead clicked this one that was junk. So instead, I used the icons and I moved all of my boss's emails to junk.
No big deal.
For about a month, I kept going, she's never answering me, what's up? And she had said some important stuff and I wasn't responding. She reached out and I'm like, I'm not getting anything from you. And I went into junk and all her stuff was drumming into my junk. That was bad. Because when I said, no, this is not, so I went and I tried to fix it by saying, these are not junk. It took a lot of training. The Mac gets confused because it's been told this is junk and now you're moving it to your inbox. And then you go, so for about a year, I had to keep checking my junk until finally I stopped seeing things like anything that came from pipeline.com, pipeline.sb.edu was going into my junk for a while. So careful, when you train it, it does its job well. And though my boss per se kept coming back in the right place, other SBCC pipeline.coms. So I have told my junk not to delete itself automatically because every now and then it'll still something important into my junk. So be careful with these two icons that look the same and I cannot believe how similar they look. It's ridiculous, it's scary. You have archive, trash, and junk, but they look too similar. And I made that really bad mistake. And it took me a lot of time to fix it. And I missed out on some important email, it was a big deal.
Yeah,
Because then I don't see that they don't stop in your inbox, right? They just go into your junk directly. Yeah.
Diana, a question.
1 second, there's someone here who has a question. Oh, but Molly had her hand
Yeah,
up.
that was me.
Hold on.
When you get spam and and it's in junk and you delete,
Yeah.
does that get rid of it completely? How do you get rid of complete spam?
Yeah, you get rid of it completely. So if I click on this thing and now say delete completely, right? So I come over here and I go right click and delete.
Okay.
It moves into the trash. If I go into my trash, now there it is, Camp Lejeune suit notice, which I have no idea what it is. It's now in my trash. So now I need to dump my trash and then it's deleted completely.
Oh, that's
Right? But remember, anything you trash from anywhere, it just goes into your trash, except for unless you're Suzanne. For everyone else, it goes into your trash. And then you have to re-empty your trash. So now I could go from here, from the trash, right click and delete, and then it deletes forever. Then it's truly gone. But that doesn't mean that Camp Lejeune, whatever, won't send me stuff again, right? Because if they have my email, they might do that. Now, someone mentioned, can you block their contact? Yes. So say that Baby Food and Law affiliate, I can go to that same place where I noticed their email is weird and I can go down and say block contact.
Oh, good.
So I can do that.
Yeah.
So I'll never see how it shows up as blocked. I'll never get anything from them again. But if they change this email to instead of subreddit to subreddit 1, then I'll get stuff from them. Does that make sense?
I noticed they change almost.
They change all the time. So when it's true junk, this one might not help. Instead, this one that is from some company that might have been, I don't know, I'd have to read it, but it looks, I guess it's not junk. For some people, this might be interesting, but not for me. I could right click and trash it, or I can say, don't send me anything else ever, and I can block it. Then this is probably never going to come back in again because this was real. So to say it wasn't spam where they junk. What this is real is your name gets put on lists and gets sold and they send the stuff everywhere. Now, let me explain why I'm not too concerned that Sarah Peaton got my email somehow, because I gave her my junk email, whatever list she got in, this is my Yahoo junk. So let me explain. Years ago, 20 years ago, I got this email address from Yahoo. But 5 years later, whatever, it was when the beginning of email, I didn't know how to protect myself. Suddenly it was full of junk. Every time I went to check my email, half of the email that day was junk. Scary stuff. And so I had to change and get a new email address. So that there's a point where you just can't stop getting it. So the problem is that how to stop my new email address from doing that is I kept this email address. I've had it for 20 something years. And I constantly give it out when just random places want my email address. Put your email address in here and I'll get it out. Okay, sure. I have this Yahoo address that I give out. Thus, everything that lands in there finds a live audience. I just don't use it, don't check it, and I don't care anymore. Because that's the one that's getting sold because I'm putting it out into the world versus just to the people that are really official. Does that make sense? So that's what I mean by it's my junk email address. It's just an email address. That's all it is. But I hand it out to everyone under the sun. I don't care who gets it. Thus, every now and then I check it because I might have given it someone important. And the one thing that is important to me is that when I first created Amazon eons ago, when Amazon started, I was like, oh yeah, shopping online. How many of us had that? Was it like 10 years ago that we thought putting your credit card online? Oh my God, that is so dangerous. I don't know if you guys remember that time. At that point, someone said, Amazon, okay, I gave them my junk email. The problem with Amazon is that you can't change the email address you gave it to. So all my Amazon emails go there. So every now and then a package hasn't been delivered or something, I'll have to go check my junk mail to see what's happening. I rarely have to do that, but that's my one, I don't want to change my whole Amazon account, but I do shop at Amazon. And now I'm stuck with Amazon having my my Yahoo junk email. Other than that, the rest of this is stuff that I might or not need, but I rarely need it. But that's why I call it my junk email, which is an active, useful email. But, and here's the thing, and remember what I showed you last week, what I do is I don't see this, because if I had to click on my inbox and see my Yahoo all the time, what's the whole point of not having a junk email? So what I do is I have in my system prefs, let me share my system prefs with you guys. When I just told you, like every now and then, if I for any reason do need to go into my system preferences to click on Yahoo and turn on the email to get that, I do that. But the rest of the time, this is off. So in my real life, I don't see all my Yahoo stuff all the time. It's in there accumulating junk stuff. And I'd say twice a year for something or another. I need to go in to get something that got sent to my Yahoo. Then I go in here and I just turn this on. I pick that up and then I turn it off again. Does that make sense? So it's there for me if I need it, but I don't actively use it. Okay, so in my real life, I don't have to do that. And same with, I've showed you how to do that on the phone as well. Now on the phone, you can also use the app to tell it something that is junk or not. So this is why I wanted to say at the very beginning, trash and junk are two very different things. Okay, trash is stuff that's good. You just read it or you're done with it. Junk is stuff that's not good. And it's not in the trash, it's sitting in your inbox. You have to trash it if you don't want it. It's just Mac doing a filtering so it doesn't pop into your inbox. Now, if I am in my phone, right, and I don't have, let me go in here into SBCT teacher, say that I think that this is one of these is trash and I want to get rid of it. Let me go to one that, okay, so Lindblad Expeditions, Yelp Central Coast, okay. Say that this sounds to me like it's junk. I can right click and I can click on more and move to junk right there. Does that make sense? If I decide something is junk. So that's just like last week, last class I showed you how to trash or move to something else. Same thing. You just, yeah. So you grab it on your phone and you push to the right, right? And you can either archive, I'm going to tell you about flagging in a minute, or you can click up. I moved it completely so that archived it, which is the last thing I wanted to do, but never mind. It's hard to handle. It's like backing up on a mirror. I'm looking at you guys here, but I've got my phone on my hand and I'm not looking at it. So anyway, I can grab, I'm trying to find one that I truly, this is not my junk email right now. So these are things that I do get. I just don't want to junk, but anyway, yeah, I do a good job of getting rid of my junk. So I don't really have, these are so what SBCC teacher is, this email I'm showing you right now. It's an email where when I want stuff that I don't want in my inbox, this is reasons to have different emails. I have subscriptions to things that I do want to read now and then, the Chronicle of Higher Education. I want to read it now and then. Best business practices, I want to read now and then. Creative market, I want to read now and then. They have good deals, but I don't want them in my inbox every day. I need to be able to want to do this. So I just give them another email address, which is sbccteacher@gmail. So I have different email addresses that I give to different people. This is not junk. It's just stuff that I don't want to get all the time. So anyway, if this were junk, you go over here to this little more, that little spot in the middle, right here, and then hit more, and then that's when you move to junk. Okay. Now, in the future, then whenever Kara Edwards Design sends me something, it'll move itself to junk. Okay.
You said move it to junk, not trash.
If I believe it's junk, if I'm done with it and I don't want it, I'll trash it. At this point, I didn't have anything to junk because it was all stuff that I don't consider junk. I might want to trash it if I don't want to read it. Maybe it's typical of subscriptions that you get like once a day a subscription from the New York Times or the I'm just trying to think, people, you know, things that you get every single day. A word I get every single day for 20 years. I've been getting a word a day, right? Do I read it every day? No, I'm too busy, right? But so I'm not going to junk it. If I junk it, I'll never see it again. It gets filtered out as junk. So I give it another address that I own, which is my sbcteacher.com, where I send all my subscriptions to. So when I want to sit and read subscriptions, I just read them from another email address. Otherwise, it clogs in my inbox of my real email. Does that make sense? So I just decide to have 3 email addresses, one for junk, one for subscriptions, one for real stuff, and then one for work. So I have 4 active email addresses, which is why a program like Mail that allows me to see them all is really helpful for me. Does that make sense, you guys? If I go into my personal email address, a lot of people are always asking me, how do I get rid of all this junk, like true junk, scary stuff that pops in into your email? And it's like, after a while, you just can't, because this means that your email address has gone out on lists. It's not about you unsubscribing. You're not going to unsubscribe to Ukrainian, what was it? Bikini clad women. I can't unsubscribe from that. I never subscribed to it. They just have my email. And if it's my real email, other than having the Mac take it out like that through junk, when you get thousands of those a day, or okay, not thousands a day, but thousands a month or hundreds a day, one person once showed me their email. The email was like 10, 15 every day of those. It's time to just change your email address. You know what I mean? And just be very careful what you do with that new email address, and leave that one alive for people to keep sending junk to it, but only give your new email address to people that really matter. Because there's a point where you just can't clean it up anymore. You failed to protect your address.
Does cookies have anything?
What?
Cookies.
No, cookies is a different thing. Let me, 1 second. Molly, is that a new hand or is it the hand from before that I didn't lower yet?
No, as far as erased, deleted messages, I do it every day. So,
Yeah.
so under behaviors, it says, let's see, after 1 month.
Mhm.
Then
Yeah, so.
one day,
so
and
erase
when
deleted
quitting
messages.
mail, would that be better when quitting mail? Or,
I mean, yes and no, because some people never quit their programs.
Oh, no.
They just keep them open all the time, and then that means that trash would never erase. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you quit your program each time you open it, if you quit your email and then you open it up to check your email, then that would work. But if you never quit your program, you just minimize it, it's hiding in the background, that means that it would never get erased. Once a day would be more efficient in that sense. Does
Yeah,
that
so
make sense?
what would I click on? After one day or
I would, the most
or
efficient.
never, never?
Let me share the most efficient one. If you want to delete your email, your trash automatically, and this
Yes.
is just your email, then the most efficient one would be to, after one day. Yeah.
After one day?
So my junk, if I put anything in the trash, deletes after one day. Because many times I leave the program running in the background. So what would seem like when quitting email is faster, not if you never quit the program. So after one day, for sure, it won't be there more than 24 hours,
Okay.
right?
But I want to do it, would it do it automatically for me or I want to do it?
Yeah, it'll do it automatically when you
No, I don't
go
want.
ahead, go ahead and go into your trash and look at something that, so if I go into my junk mail, oh, I just let go of my junk mail, but if I go into my junk mail,
This would be my
trash.
regular mail, because
Yeah.
I delete my
Yeah,
regular.
so if you go into your regular trash and
I'm
use
under-
it after one day, then your trash should not be older than one day. So if I go into my trash for SBCC teacher, I
Yeah.
have it set up to one day. So as of tomorrow, because I just set it up for one day, right now I have trash from 11:15, 11:11, because I had it set up for after 1 week, right? But
that was-
now I just changed it to after one day. So after tomorrow, after a day has gone by, I shouldn't have these here anymore. But when I first started the class, I had it set up in after 1 week. So this is still there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that would be.
But
that-
anything older than 1 week just won't show up. All the other stuff just doesn't show up anymore. Okay?
Okay.
So now that's what it'll change it. Okay, guys, I want to completely change topic. I know that whenever I start with email, the topic is so big that it takes, people really, really need to understand how to use their email. They have so many email questions, many of them that are even beyond at this point. Some that are even beyond the basic use of the Mac. You guys want to know a lot about your email that has to do with the original, like a lot of you guys have Gmail emails and stuff like that. And I want to spend more time, but I have some more things to teach you that I need to teach you before this class is over. So please hold on to your email questions for a bit, and I will come back here because usually I do a lot of sending and receiving email, but I want to show you some other stuff. So right now I'm going to hide or minimize. Okay, so I'm just going to hide email. When I hide email from the mail, hide email, it's the same as if I were to minimize, which is this middle yellow.
We don't see you're not sharing.
Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry, so sorry. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and when I said I'm going to hide my email, I went up to mail and said hide. When you do that, your email disappears from sight, but it's the same if you don't go up there to this little middle yellow box, which if you click on, it just kind of hides from you, but it's not gone. Did you see how it went here? And if you follow it through, it's sitting here in the bottom of in this area. And if you click on it, it pops up quickly again. This area here between your trash and this line, you might have a lot of stuff or you might have very few things, but that is where things that you want to minimize or not see right now are hiding. They're not, you don't have to reopen the whole program. They're constantly open. So I have many different windows open here that I am not necessarily showing you right now, but they're not closed. So if I go over here and look, my email app is running. See how there's a little dot underneath it? That means it's running. Same with Safari, it's running, but I'm not seeing Safari or email up here. My system preferences are running, but I'm not seeing them here. That's because I have minimized them. So they're all down here. Does that make sense? So if I want to see them again, if I click on right there, it pops up. That's the difference between running and being hidden or minimized. Okay. So if you guys, it's always going to be between the trash and this first gray or black line, you will see anything that's hiding or minimized. Okay? So if I go over here to all inboxes and say mail, hide mail, right? That's the only difference. It's actually not here. It's not minimized. It's actually hiding. It's not here at all. Did you see the difference? Hide mail. If I click on mail, it pops up again. It did not go there. So mail, hide mail, or Command H actually hides it, but doesn't minimize it, doesn't put it here. So I can't go back here to open it. I have to go back to the mail. Just want to say that because when I said it's the same thing, it is officially the same thing, but minimizing it sends it here and it's here versus hiding it, hides it from your view. And thus you don't see any of these at all. So I'm going to actually go ahead and instead of minimizing, all of these are things that have been running on my computer this whole time, right? This is all running. And when I'm going to go hide system information, boom, I don't see it, but it's not here. If I go to hide email, I don't see it, but it's not here. Does that make sense? Versus if I minimize it, it went in there. If I minimize it, oh, now I made it big. It went in there. Now, this is something I usually teach at the beginning, Mac intro, but I wanted to show you guys because otherwise it's confusing as to what does show up here, what these things are. And this is all that space that's holding anything that you've minimized versus, I'm going to minimize this one again, versus mail that's not here, but it's running. Safari is running. How do I see them again? I just click one time, boom, and it pops up again. That's a hidden application, okay?
How are we gonna use it as opposed to minimize?
Well, hide, you can hide with your, with a shortcut. I can say Command H, right? And it hides versus, and so now I need to pull it up again. Versus minimize, you have to click on this little thing with your mouse and it hides. So the effect is very similar, but it's a different way to activate it. And some people really like to be efficient and they use the keyboard only for shortcuts, in which case you can't minimize with your keyboard, but you hide it. So there's different ways of doing the same thing. Anyway, right now what I wanted to say is I want us all to open a different app. Let's open the Contacts app. So if you don't have it down here, give me a second, Anna, please. One second. I need to move on from mail. So if it's an intricate internal mail question.
No, it's a way that you hide this way, this new Ventura or whatever is. It doesn't put it where you put it. It put it on the side of the screen.
Yeah.
The way I can change it to the way you do it, or it's
Yeah,
not.
Ventura is very different in two things, the system preferences and precisely this thing that she's mentioning. Ventura has this whole thing where you get like floating boxes over here for your different things that are half running. And it's, again, it's because the iPad is limited. It's a tiny screen and could only show you one thing at a time. And people on the iPads wanted it to work more as an email. So they have this thing like that does changing view. So you can have 2 or 3 apps open and they hover on the left side and you can open different things. So now they brought that into Ventura for the Mac, but I can't demo it because I don't have it. So until I have Ventura, I can't demo that. So for everyone who doesn't have Ventura, this is the only way to do it. Yeah.
Somebody told me you may not have Ventura by the spring classes. Is that true?
Well, I
You
need
don't know.
to get a computer that can run it. Yeah. I can't, the school computer doesn't run Ventura. So I cannot, unless they buy me a computer that I've been asking for or beg, borrow and steal, I don't have a way to show you Ventura. And it's been made clear, they know it. Hopefully they're working on it. They need to get me one. Because no, I can't demo it if I don't have it. Like this computer that the lab has are 2015 iMacs and they do not accept Ventura if they're too old. All right. So let's all open our Contacts app. Click on Contacts. If you don't have it here and you've never used it, then it won't open up. If you've never used it, it might, it'll say, welcome to contacts. This is what's new or something like that. If you've never used it, but if you have not found it, if you don't have anything that says contacts down here, then go up to the big search, the spotlight search, and write contacts right there. And then the contacts app will show up because it's part of what comes with a computer. So you will have it in your computer, one way or another. Okay, if you do not find it or do not have it, then let me know. And then, as usual, I try to do this parallel. Go to your phone and do the same thing. Find your contacts app. And if you're like contacts, I've never used that. Then go ahead and I'm sharing my computer screen right now. Then if you don't see where's my contacts app, I don't recognize it, which it looks like that. That's what it is. But if you don't see it, then put your finger in the middle, do a little push down and write the word contacts. And as soon as you start writing that, the app will pop in there and click on that and open up your contacts. Okay. So now we have contacts opened up both on the Mac and on the phone. I'm going to switch back to the contacts app on the Mac. So now I'm showing you the Mac again. If someone has not been able to find it in one place or another, please let me know. And just want to remind you that we do have class next Tuesday, okay? But not next Thursday, but yes, next Tuesday. So come to class next Tuesday and then the following Tuesday. I know I've said this before, but gotta keep reminding people of these things. I think this one is not hard. Thursday is Thanksgiving. Most people know that there'll be no class on Thursday, but sometimes it's a Friday and it's one of those weird, not so common. I think you guys would probably notice that Thursday is not a class day. All right. So no one's saying that they need help. So I'm assuming that you all have your contacts open for both Mac and PC. Sorry, PC, Mac and phone and or iPad. And so the way this works is, again, based on the system preferences, over here, I had my Pipeline account, my SBCC teacher account, and my Yahoo account. So they're all showing up here. If I want to see them all mixed together, I have to click on all contacts. And then I'll see all of my accounts, all of my contacts from any of my accounts put together. Let me show you my system preferences. Let me share that screen. Remember how I told you guys for now to leave everything on. So on Yahoo, the contacts check is on, and SBCC teacher, my contacts check is on, and Pipeline, my contacts check is on. Just like with mail, when I go to my contacts app, I see contacts from 3 different accounts. Does that make sense? All contacts is equivalent to all inboxes. If I'm clicking on all inboxes, all contacts, then I'm seeing every single email. So I have my personal emails mixed up with my school emails, mixed up with anything I might have, which hopefully I don't have many, and my junk email. Does that make sense, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Now, my junk email used to be my good one. And so I do have actually email addresses in my junk email because I told you that I used it for many years. And so they're still there. My teacher, on the other hand, SBCC teacher, doesn't have many contacts because this is the one I use for subscriptions, I told you. So I don't use it on a personal level. So if I look at SBCC teacher, I don't really have many contacts in there. And if I click on my Pipeline, yes, because I have some people that I work with here on my Pipeline. Now this is my account from, anyway, it's my Dean Musaki Pipeline account. I have some of the people that I have in that account all together, everyone here under my all contacts. Okay. So now There's one last thing that we're all seeing here, which is directories. And if you click on directories, nothing seems to show up, but it's not that it's not working. The directories are because you have a pipeline account. Like if you don't have a pipeline account, you wouldn't see this. Pipeline is the school system, and all of school personnel, staff, faculty, students, they're all part of the school directory. So when you guys write each other's email, your pipeline email, you'll discover that you have everyone's pipeline email because of this directory. But so you don't see anything in it, but when you go write an email, it'll source it from here. I'll show you that in a minute when we go write an email to each other. But anyway, is everyone seeing these three columns?
No.
All right.
No,
Some of you are seeing only
I don't have any of that.
this one and this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's head over here to where it says, I think it's window. Let me see. There is a way to make that change, and I'm trying to remember. This one, is it under preferences? Give me a sense. No, there's a, first of all, if you have it small like this, make it bigger. That might be one way. See how it goes from 2 to 3? So that might be one way. But if that isn't enough, there should be a way to change the view. So is that enough? Tell me. And if
No,
not,
no.
I cannot do it this. It's too much.
let me go and help in person here to some people who are saying it's not working good. Yeah. make it bigger.
Oh, I was trying the other side.
Well,
That's funny.
yeah, so guys,
The right side, expand the right.
this
side.
window, well, it's not the right side, it's just that you had, okay, let me just show you what's happening. This is my window, right? I have a sheet, if you have it small like here, she was trying to expand it to the left, but you're near the end, so it doesn't expand anymore. So I grabbed the right and expanded it that way, and it's not because it's expanded from the right side. If my contacts had been here, I can expand it from the left side or the right side. Does that make sense? You just need space to expand it. So if your window is 2 columns, expand it to the right or to the left, whichever, to make it a little bit longer, and then you'll get the 3 columns. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
So now does everyone have 3 columns? Now, why I want you to have 3 columns, it's important, is because you will see the list of the accounts. Otherwise, you just see people and their contacts, people and their contacts, people and their contacts. But if you want to see more than just people and their contacts, if you want to see where those come from, then you need to see that 3rd one. So again, it's just like in the email, I'm going to open email now, where if you see it small, then you just see the email. Sorry, I have to make it small like that. Then you see the email and what the email information is. You see that, hold on. You see the email on the right side, but you don't know where it came from. So you need to see it bigger to see the 3rd column. And this one tells you, oh, this is from here. So this is where you handle the 3rd sidebar. The left sidebar is always where you handle the accounts from. So in the context is the same thing. It's where you handle the accounts from. Okay. Now, how do we make a contact? Over here, let's head over to the pipeline, all SBCC. That way, because I don't want to mess up with your personal accounts. Go in here to the all pipeline, and let's go ahead and you can head down here and do a plus over there. That would work. You can also go up to the top, people who like going to the top and say file, make a new card. That's another way to make a new contact. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to make a new contact, but let's go ahead and say plus, and you can make a new contact or a new group. We'll talk about new groups in a minute, but for right now, let's just make a new contact and make sure here that you're in the pipeline. so that you can also delete it. We're gonna make a fake one and we're gonna delete it, okay? So I'm gonna say plus new contact. And here's the box that allows us to enter information. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna enter information. This is happening lately with the new no name. When I hover over here and don't put information quickly enough, it disappears. So I'm gonna do a new one. I'm gonna say, well, new contact. And now let's write Mary Smith or whatever. I'm just gonna write Mary Smith. And then notice that I didn't write Mary Smith. I wrote Mary and then I hit tab and then I wrote Smith. I didn't save it. I don't know. Pipeline was doing this last time I taught this too. And I don't know if it's a pipeline thing, but it was driving me crazy that when I start doing it, if I don't go fast, it kind of thinks I've let it go. So I'm gonna,
Ours is doing the same thing.
yeah, it's a pipeline thing. I don't know why it's doing that. So anyway, let's write Mary and Smith. Let's just write the names really quickly. And then while you have it working, it works. And then say done at the bottom. I didn't do it. Wow. So now it turns up as no name. That no name that's there is that one that I didn't finish. So I can drag it to the right here and delete it so I don't have too many no names. Why is it doing that? Let me see if the Yahoo one does that too. Give me a second here. Mary Smith, if I do nothing and say done, yeah, this one's letting me work on it. It's a pipeline thing. I found out last session it was doing this. So Mary Smith on Yahoo is letting me do it. I don't know why pipeline is resisting that. If I go to SPCC teacher and I go Mary Smith, is it disappearing as well? No.
Mine did the same thing and I'm not on pipeline.
It's not? Okay, because I just did it in SPCC teacher and it worked. Thought it was a pipeline issue. So I'm not sure why it's doing that, but let's do this.
I'm not on pipeline and it's still fast.
And it's still disappearing?
Yep.
Yeah. So that was weird. I don't know why. You guys can just, if you have your iCloud account there, it might work. I do this, I enter things into my computer all the time and I don't know why it's doing that here when I try to demo it always, it's weird. But anyway, let's put that aside for a minute because if that's happening to everyone, it's going to be very hard to get it done. Let's do this. I'm going to show you another way to enter contacts. In fact, you guys probably have rarely entered contacts. Like if you have Gmail accounts, they get entered automatically. Same with iCloud accounts, same with emails. So let me show you. Let's open our email. Go to your pipeline account. And all of you guys have an email that I sent you this morning. Right? Unless Pam sometimes deletes them really quickly, but you should all have the email that I sent today with the Zoom link for today's class, right? Yeah, so can you not? Let me send it again to you. Let me send something just to Pam.
Okay, here.
You and my husband, man. You and my husband inbox zero.
I deleted in my personal, so I just delete every day.
I know.
It's right there in junk.
I know. Oh, you have it in junk. Okay. It's just so funny because I don't, it's fine. It's like that would be a goal of mine, right? To not need it and delete it. So it's awesome. But since I'm teaching this, I'm going to use today's email for everyone. So go select that email that I sent you guys. Okay. And then you should see here on the right, for those attending today's MAC, and at the top, it says Diana Musacchio, right? You all have it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I want you guys to enter me as a contact in your account. So here's what we're going to do. Go over to my name right here, click on my name, and again, check and see if it's truly me. Who's it coming from? Oh yeah, D. Musacchio Pipeline. See how it shows you my email address?
Yep.
That's the right person. So now, for those of you who have already have me as a contact, you won't see this option. But if you've never put me in as a contact in your computer, you will see add to contacts.
Didn't know.
Now, for those of you who already have me as a contact, some of you guys have taken this class before, then it will just say, go to contacts or something like that. But right now, I'm gonna click on add to contacts.
What are we going?
Now, if I look over here, there I've appeared in my contacts. Now I have myself twice because I'm in 2 different accounts. I just noticed myself there before. I have me as an SBCC teacher right here, and I have me as in the old junk, because I've done this so many times, I have me everywhere. So that's why I pop in twice. But anyway, here I am, all contacts. And when you click in here and in here, this is the one that I just created. And I know that, let me just delete this one because, well, no. It's confusing. So this is,
No.
I'm gonna delete my other card. That way it's not so confusing for you guys. Okay, so here I am. Okay. Now, once again, how did I do that? Right click, and I said add to contacts. Right click. No, sorry, not right click. Click on that. You can right click, that works, or regular click on that little arrow that appears on the end, either way. And then you get this little pop down menu and you add me as a contact. Okay, now do that, go to some other people that you know on your own. So I'm going to go to some other person here in Pipeline, but you guys can do it in your personal address. I'm going to go to Beth Taylor Shot, and I'm going to add that person to my contacts. There it is.
Diana, I have you as my contact, so I'll say show contact.
Yeah, so if you already have it, instead it'll say show contacts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
No, doesn't show up on mine.
So hold on.
Show up in all my cloud, but doesn't show up in all my SBCC.
Well, because you probably picked up your personal. Hold on. So here's the thing. It doesn't, just go to all contacts. It doesn't matter where it appears, just go to all contacts.
No, it doesn't. Okay, should not say that. D-E.
If you said add to contacts and you don't see me, it's because things first appear alphabetical order. Go in here and search for the name Diana and you will see me. Okay, but I haven't taught you yet how to do that. It just added to my contacts. If you have 200 contacts, I am in there amongst your 200. If you have 2 contacts, you see me automatically, right? But it depends on how many contacts you have, if you'll see me or not. So, but what I wanted to show you is that when you add someone in at first, so I'm going to go ahead and go to SBC Teacher, and I'm going to add this one. I'm going to go to Noble Desktop. I'm going to say add to contacts, which is NYC Noble Desktop, and I say add to contacts. Once it's already made a contact, when I try to go again, now it just says, oh, no, don't add me because you're already there. Now just show that contact card. Do you see that? So I'm going to click on show contact card, and then it's going to say open with contacts. And then there you go. When I go into
Let's see that one.
my contacts open up.
That's the thing. Maybe.
Now I'm going to stop my share, and Anna, show me what you're saying that doesn't show up. Share your screen.
It doesn't show at all. It's funny.
Share your screen.
Show it another way. Okay, let me. I don't know. It's something is wrong with my settings.
Yeah, share your screen so that I can.
So I did.
I hear you in the background saying it's not working. So I first
Okay.
wanted to finish my demo. And
Go
then-
in here. Contact.
Share.
Okay, there we go. First of all, mine. Let's say I go SBC, and this is the only thing that I did.
That's the one you made. Yeah.
Yeah, the one I
Right.
made. And is this doesn't exist? I
Okay, so
delete.
go to your mail. Are you sharing only your mail? Share your desktop or share your
Oh,
mail.
This is my mail. Oh, your
No,
mail.
This is your contact,
My mail here.
your mail program.
Yeah.
Your.
I grab here. I add you.
No,
Now
it's
you.
not showing. It's not showing.
What do you mean it's not showing?
It's not, I'm only seeing a blur. You need to go and share your entire desktop so that I can see everything. You switched, but it,
Right.
didn't- yeah,
Can
there we go.
can you see it now?
Yes. So guys, by the way, this is what it looks like on Ventura, where you see on the left side the things. Okay, so go to your mail program Okay.
Here it is.
and then go up to Diana Musacchio and let's see.
I did. I show contact card.
Go to open with contacts. And there I am. No,
Wait, no, this is not on the list.
yeah, so go now, go to, click on contacts. Click on, close that little tiny box. That's like a little mini contact. Close
Okay.
that little box. Go to all contacts. And look for, Diana, go up to search. Go up to search. And write DEM.
That works perfect.
There
I know, but that's supposed to be going into this because that's part of a SBCC account. And it's nothing in there.
You'll never have anything under directories nor under, it should have been under all SBCC, but I guess it's saving itself. Go back to all contacts and find me. It's not so direct where it's saving itself into, huh?
No, it's,
It doesn't say what account it's saving itself into. Something's really weird. Anyway, it's saving itself into your all contacts, but it's not going into your all SBCC. I think, once again, I think that there's something about the way that the school sets up their directories. They're trying to make sure that you only get SBCC emails in there, even though Pipeline SBCC, that is my email, but no, close that up, close that up. That's confusing and it's nothing to do with what, yeah.
I
don't
know,
want-
but I want to redirect my
No, but you can't. It's not from preferences. That's what I'm saying. And I don't want everyone to start asking about that yet. So I'm like, close that up for a second. Yeah, I'm just trying to do the basics. I don't know. Go to all iCloud to see if it saved it into your iCloud account. If you go to DE, is it there? No. Go into, oh, you have okay, you have something that's a little bit scary, so to say, which is all my Mac. Go to all on my Mac.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, so it looks like I showed up under all iCloud. Is that where you found me?
I find you here, and something that is here that I need to get rid of it.
That's okay. No, don't. Go to all iCloud again. Is that where you, is that go up to the D? No, don't, yeah.
What?
I just wanted you to scroll to see me not as a
Okay.
search.
I don't think it
Just-
is alphabetical.
Yeah. Go
No,
to
you
the M. No, to the M, Musacchio,
Oh,
DEM,
no. Oh, Kotaka.
You were there.
and there I am.
Yeah.
Diana Musacchio. So guys, let me show you what's happening. There's different ways for the stay where you are, don't go anywhere. Because this is a perfect good example. Most of you guys know me as Diana. You might remember my last name or not, but you might not yet. If you search for me as Diana, I'll pop up. But if you look for me under D, I don't pop up. And that's because the contacts automatically, you can go to the preference and change this, but automatically store people by their last name, even though you see she's on the M, and it so happens that Mary Lou Gooden is there, Mariah Messer is there, Michael is there, but then Roxana Mitetti is there, Mr. O'Grady, Diana Musacchio. So go ahead and click on one of those Mary Lou, one of the Gooden. If you go over here and say edit on the bottom right of that, I want to see something. Yeah, that's the problem. If you entered this incorrectly, if you look at the top of when you entered this, it says Mary Lou Gooden, and then it says last. So you used the first name spot to put her first and last name, and her last name is empty. So this is as if you had said just Mary Lou. You need to put first name in the first box and last name in the last box, so that then Mary Lou Gooden would show up under the G's Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But this person, according to your contacts, does not have a last name. Like, go ahead and write on the top where it says last at the top, go ahead and write her name Gooden in there. Gooden. Don't, yeah, and then take it away from the first name. And now say done. And she'll disappear here from the M and now she's under G. See that? So that's just because, do you see how now she's under G? If you go back to the M, she's not there anymore. It's confusing to see that and to wonder how come people aren't now. If you ever see a J under J is, or Jeffrey Bloom under J, it's because you didn't put the Bloom as a last name, like the Jeffrey Bloom at the top. So anything that you have there is because it was entered incorrectly. Does that make sense, you guys? Laura is just Laura, so it's under L. But if you have, well, Liz Lee is both L, so it doesn't count. But if you have any other L that you have in here, like Lucas Thompson, 2 down, it's because, again, you have Lucas Thompson, first and last name. So by entering it this way, it's confusing to you. Does it make sense?
Kind of, I'm not sure.
Go back to Lucas Thompson. Go back to Lucas Thompson. Go to edit where you correct it. And then Thompson is as if it were a middle name. You need to write it in as last name. So this is correcting instead of starting from 0. So let me stop your share while you correct that and basically share my screen again, where I'm gonna show you guys how to enter a contact. Now, I was, again, for some reason, I tend to be so good at being very clear what I'm sharing, but for some reason, this class, your guys' questions always make me do things that are more advanced than the basics, like correcting an incorrectly entered ad when I haven't yet had you guys create one. So it's just driving me crazy. I don't know why. Anyway, now let's head over to the place where you guys added me, right? So now search for me. And you don't need to write my email address, DEM, if you don't remember my email. Who remembers people's email addresses? Just write my name, Diana. And you'll see that I appear anyway, because you do remember my address and it does appear there. And then you'll have and I have added myself so many times and that's why I'm showing up 25,000 times here. But anyway, go ahead and see how, at least for me, my name appears up there. It says Diana Musacchio. For you, it might just say DE Musacchio at Pipeline. Like if you didn't write my information in your own contact book. How do I show up in your own contact book? Did you add me? I'm trying to see what happens to you guys. So no one added me here? Come on, it's part of the assignment. Add me because I'm very scared. You did, and you show up as Diana Musacchio. Because the information just came as part of my email. Okay, now you guys, I want you to add me because then I'm gonna teach you how to delete me. I don't need to live in your contacts. I'm fine if I don't live. I'm not trying to make me your contact. Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't, if you add your friend and then I tell you to delete it, you won't learn how to delete things, but it's okay if you delete me because you'll still get emails from me. I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to insert myself in your contact book. I'm trying to have us use Pipeline emails and addresses that are not personal. So when you go over here, if this already has my name, that's good. But if it doesn't, then you go down and you edit and then you fix it and but see how it's 1 box is for first name, 1 box is for last name. This is the part that was confusing in Anna's email where she was putting first and last name just here in the first box. Now, when you say edit, you can add other things, like we can add a fake phone number here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, for example. That's a phone number. I added it in as a straight number. When I click away, it goes into that mode of writing itself as a phone number. Since I put the 1, it got confused because you're not supposed to have 1s on numbers. So then it added it as a number. When you go ahead and put it some number here, let's put in a street address. Let's say that I'm at 123 State Street. Everyone write this. Everyone write my address as 123 State Street. There's a reason why I'm asking you to put these things, because I'm gonna let you guys search stuff. Then you can go down to note and say, Mac teacher, for example, right? Make a note about me. Who am I? If you want to remember in the future. So I tend to put things like, oh, I met this person at, friend of whoever, or things like that. So it just helps me when sometimes later you look at a name and you have no idea who that person is. Make notes about that. Or this person is in my, it's Joanna's friend from school, or you know what I'm trying to say? It helps to write things down about people. This is where you would do that. Alan, your hand is up. Is it about entering things into contacts?
No, it's not. I'm having a more fundamental problem, but
Okay, tell me what it is and I'll see if I can help you before I finish this demo.
it may be complicated, but anyhow, the left column has lots of extra stuff in it that I don't know what to do with.
Okay, give me 1 second then. Let me finish talking about how to enter this and then I'll
Sure.
help you. So this is when you put in the stuff you want and you say done, then it condenses to show you only what you have put in there for this person. So you might not have certain information, but you have a lot of others. Now, when you're ready to put in more, you hit edit again down there and you keep putting in more. Now, watch what I'm going to say. I've already put one phone number there, but there's a choice for another one. Like just watch me. Don't do anything. I'm going to click and put in another phone number here. I'm going to go the other way around. I'm going to go 987-654-321. Well, did you guys notice what happened next? Another phone opened up. It's like, wait a minute, I only had two before. So now I'm going to put another one here. I'm going to put and another one opened up. You see that? So every time you start writing one, it says, okay, thank you. And then, well, might you have another one, right? So it keeps, so if you have 5 phone numbers for someone, you can always put the 5 phone numbers. Now over here, it's automatically been assigning me something, but I can say, no, this is the one that's the Apple Watch, and this is the one that's my iPhone, and this is the one that's my home, and this is the one that's my work. See what I mean? Yeah, so I click on this word and I choose what it is. Now I'm going to make, before I put my next one, I can also say, this is the one that's the main, and now I'm going to click in there and give it another number. Does that make sense? So it'll keep giving you numbers as long as you have numbers to assign.
Yeah, Apple Watch too.
So I'm just saying 1, 2, 3, I put 5 numbers in there. It's offering me a 5th one. I go, no, I'm done. I say done. Then that one that was being offered disappears and I'm left with all the ones that I did. Does that make sense? So these are all ways of, the same thing is going to happen if you have addresses. Right now, I'm going to say I have one address, home 123 State Street. If I edit that and I started writing one, so now it's offering me a work one. So I'm going to say this is actually 123 Chapala Street is at work. Let's make it a different number. 456 Chapala Street. Suddenly there's another choice. And it keeps giving me different names because, after all, if it's not home or work or school, let me say that this is in a 789 Cabrillo Street. Then it says other. You see how it keeps giving options? It's not because it knows that I have school or work or home. It just has to give you other options. And you can go, no, this was actually my work if it was wrong. And this is actually my home. And here, this is my work number 2. So you can call it other, or you could give it a custom name. You can go custom and you call this one my, I don't know, my vacation home, right? And I say, okay, so here's my vacation home. It says other. When I say done, it looks like I have 3 addresses and 5 phone numbers. Does that make sense, you guys? It'll keep offering you options and you can assign it. Now, in this case, I haven't put the rest of it. So let me actually write Santa Barbara. But see how I don't write Santa Barbara, California, 13103. I go to the next one, either by hitting the tab key or I go to the next one, to the next box, tab or click in here and I go 93105, right? So when I say done, now the whole address is there. It writes as one, but when I enter it, I have to go box per box. So the main important thing is over here. Let me undo this. The way that that it was set up, that Anna had it set up was Diana Musacchio, like that, as if this were all my first name. So then it was storing me under the, it would store me under the D's if this is what I had, because I have no last name. If instead I have my last name under my last name, then it will store me under the M's. Does that make sense? Because I have a last name. Before it was the same as saying Mary Beth, only it was saying Diana Musacchio. It was like it thought it had two first names. So you need to put first name under first name.
Save your last name so quickly. I don't know how to do a save. You moved it from point A to B.
Oh, I just did it. I cut and paste, but
I
that's
don't know
all.
how to cut and paste.
Okay, Command C is, let me, hold on. Can you hold on that question? Because that takes me completely out of the context, Jeanette. So ask me a little bit later. So I'm going to say done. So once you've finished, so maybe people have different emails. You have a personal email and so this is personal Diana at whatever.com. That's my whatever.com. So this is another one, and I call this one my home email, et cetera, et cetera. So you can put as much information as you want.
How do you
Right?
change it in custom again? Like say you, like on all those work numbers and home, and et cetera. How do you just
Yeah.
say when is the home?
So say that you have a phone number, work, iPhone, Apple Watch, Maine, what other phone can we have? Say that I have a phone number for my vacation home.
again?
So I'm gonna go ahead and go, there's always the choice of custom. Under any of these,
Or do you just click
you
on
have
it?
the choice of custom. So I'm gonna say custom.
You just click on it.
And then it says, well, what? And so I'm gonna call vacation phone number. And I'm gonna say, okay. And then, so then I put in the phone number of my vacation home or whatever. Does that make sense? So you
Yeah.
create that label. All right, so when you say done, all of this information, and the reason I wrote a bunch of stuff is mainly to show you how searchable this all is. Say that now I close my application, I open up, now you guys know things about the people that are in your contacts. Let's make sure that you're under all contacts, so anything that's anywhere shows up. And under search, go ahead and write, for example, I'm gonna write Santa Barbara. And it turns out that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in all of my contact books that live in Santa Barbara. So anyone who's in Santa Barbara shows up. Does that make sense? So I might not remember. Now, of course, you probably have a lot of people who live in Santa Barbara, but what if you don't remember this person's last name, but you remember that they live in Ventura? So you write Ventura. So it searches anything. Now, because this search is enabled, I'm going to say X to get rid of it so that I forget that again. And now I'm going to write the word Mary. So look at how many different Marys I know. Mary Joe, Mary some other, Mary Beth, Mary whatever. So even though this person isn't just Mary, it's Mary Beth, they still show up. Let me show you even more. Now, pay attention to this. Look at my screen for this example. I'm going to look for this Mary person, but I'm going to start with an M. When I write M, the search has changed and it's giving me anything that has any M's. So I'm seeing Robert Bernstein, but there's no M there. But if I click on that, oh, there's an M in the email address. So as long as that exists, it's there. So of course, M is everywhere. When I write MA, well, now there's less things. But I'm like, why is Bruce under MA? When I click on Bruce, oh, it has an MA email. Does that make sense? So it really searches everything. By the time I go to MAR, I have less. By I go to MARY, I'm basically down to just Mary's. Does that make sense? It searches whatever you write. So remember I said someone was part of Joanna's friend. It was my Joanna's friend from school. In my notes, I'm going to write the word friend. And then this Diana Musacchio contact came up. Why? Because I put the word friend under notes. So if you forget the person's first and last name, but you remember that they were a plumber, then on the notes, write the word plumber. Or write plumber that Joanna referred to me. And then you go, God, I don't remember Mike Smith's name, but Joanna Plumber, oh, there the contact shows up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
These are all searchable items. Everything I wrote is searchable. If I click in here and I write the word, it's a teacher. Oh, look, I said, oh, that's true. That was my teacher who taught me Mac. If you forgot what my name is, does that make sense? So the notes are really helpful, but everything is helpful. What if I go, God, I don't remember the name of the store, but I remember it was on Chapala Street. I write Chapala. Here it is. Someone who lives on Chapala is showing up. Does that make sense? So any part of this is workable. If you put in a zip code and I write, I want to talk to everyone who is from 93103, I'm done to Helen Hardy. Okay. So yes,
Does
Raj?
this coordinate with notes and all?
No, this is just a
Okay,
note inside
okay.
your contact. Good, really good question, but no, it's a note inside your contact. Okay, so go ahead and I'm gonna answer Alan's question. I just wanna have us add a new email. Let's just go in here and all contacts. Let's click a plus, say new contact and write Mary and then tab Smith and then go in and put in a phone number for Mary Smith, 1-234-567-8908. Ah, did it again. This is driving me crazy. I don't know what to say. I want you guys to add your new one. But anyway, the reason I don't care so much about adding your new one, for some reason I don't know why it's doing that. You can enter it on your phone the same exact way. But also because, and let me back up, the way I enter the majority of my contacts is email addresses are very hard to write down. It's very hard to write down someone's email address by typing it in. So I always start my contacts by going to the email saying add to contacts, right? So Creative Fabrica entered. And so this is your friend Joanna, your friend Paul, your friend whatever. You go in there. And then you find them like creative, and there it is. Creative Fabrica showed up. And then I edit, and then I start writing in their phone number, their address, and all the information. But the important thing is that the email, which is the one that's always hard to get right, is written in there for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then you create your emails, your contacts from your emails. And then when you try to write an email, say I'm here in my emails and I haven't shown you yet how to write one, but if I go and create a new one, compose a new message, if they're in my contact, I need to make sure that you see, if they're in my contacts, right? And I start writing only part of their name, Fabrica. I didn't even remember their Creative Fabrica, but there it is. Why? Because it was in my contacts, right? So when you want to email someone, as long as that person is in your contacts, right? And I began to write part of it, there it is, it shows up. Everyone with that information shows up. So anyway, go ahead and I'm gonna stop my share and ask Alan for questions. I wanna acknowledge the fact that it's 12:15. So if people have to leave, please leave. I don't have to leave in a hurry today, personally. Because my next class finished. So I'm going to sit back and answer Alan's question and other people's questions. But in case you're not keeping an eye on the clock, if you need to leave, you can watch the rest of the answers on the recording. Okay. So I'll see you next Tuesday. All right, Alan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alan, what's your question? Oh, you guys, hold on. Only one person signed in. Can you all please Sam sign? No, oh, she's here. She didn't. If he signed into the rosters. All right. Yes, Alan.
My first column has all kinds of extra categories and multiple copies.
All right. Can you go ahead and share your screen?
Yes, I'll
All
be
right. I
happy.
didn't show you yet groups, and maybe what you're talking about is groups.
I'd like to get rid of this, whatever it is.
Go ahead and
Wait a minute.
share your screen and let's see what you have.
Put emojis on the other.
No,
Look at just.
I'm looking for the
I
screen
was
share
trying to do.
here.
Pam, can you come and sign in the roster, please? Remember that when you share, you have to do share twice. Are you getting the system prep?
I don't know what's happening. Am I sharing?
No.
No?
So you have to first get the big green share screen and then another button that says share on the bottom right.
Oh,
And you might be getting told to go to system preferences.
I don't see the second share.
On the bottom right, a little
bottom right,
button that's
I
blue
see.
with bright letters.
I see leave on the bottom right.
No, first, did you hit the green screen?
Yes.
Okay, that, when you first, the big green share.
Oh, I
screen,
see it now.
Then on the, yeah, there we go.
Is that working?
No, it's probably saying that you need to open your system preferences privacy. So if so, say okay.
Okay.
Is it
Yeah.
saying that?
I think I said okay.
Okay, then your
No,
system preferences should have opened up.
Um,
Hi,
yeah,
Rod.
it's system.
Just tell me where you are so I can keep helping you and tell you what to click. Don't just try to
Okay.
guess it away. Just tell me what you're seeing.
Well, I see my face on the screen.
Did it
but-
open system preferences for you or not?
Yeah, well, I'll start over. I'll press share again, and then I see another share button in a smaller window.
Yeah,
Now it says
you-
open system preferences.
exactly. Say open.
And I did.
Okay.
click
Now, go to the bottom left and click on the lock and type in your password
the bottom left.
of the system preferences. There's a little lock.
Oh,
It says click to make changes. Click on that and type in your computer's password.
okay. I unlocked that.
Okay.
Now I start.
Now, in the middle, you'll see in the second column of the middle of that box, you'll see the word Zoom and there's a checkbox next to it. You need to check mark.
I'm afraid I.
Once you put in your password in that same system preferences box,
I
you'll see the
lost that.
word Zoom.
I lost that window.
Okay, so you need
Maybe
to,
I closed it. And if I go to share screen again.
yeah,
Open system preferences. Okay.
right. Now unlock it. Click on the bottom, put in your password,
okay.
and when you're done with that, you need to check the little box next to the word Zoom.
Okay, unlock. And okay, and I have to find Zoom. Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Cool.
Uh,
Great.
It says it needs
Say
to quit
later.
and reopen.
Later.
Quit.
Say
Uh,
later. Yeah. And now go back and say share, and this time it'll share.
Oh, okay.
And this
Sorry,
is
it's
the
so-
first time you share, you might have updated or upgraded. Every time you do that, it needs you to do a read
Maybe it's on a
or
different.
read permissions. There you go. All right. So cool. Now I'm seeing your stuff. So now go to your contacts.
Okay, so. I'm sorry. Contact.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I have a huge number of contacts, but I don't know why I have all this junk on the
No,
left.
that's interesting. Those are all groups.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
they're not-
I'm
they're
going to
not
teach people how to
intentionally
do
created.
groups, but you have like repeats and repeats and repeats of your groups. That's intense. Let me, can I request remote control for a second?
Sorry.
When you'll see a message that says yes, you'll have
Yes,
you'll have to open system preferences again for a second. Bye, guys. See you next week. Oh, see you in 2 weeks. So do again the click on the Zoom once you unlock it.
I'll click on Zoom.
Oh, good luck. Good luck.
Like you have to, in the system preferences again.
System.
You know what? No, it should have opened, go here, I'll request again. Hold on, request remote control. Go ahead, if you say yes to that,
Okay, I approve remote control of my screen.
Okay, now say open system
Open
preferences,
System preferences.
and when it opens, it's not opening up?
I don't know, it didn't seem.
Oh,
to-
it says you can control. It's ready. You've approved it. So now don't move your mouse while I use it for a second. Don't, let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, I can control it now. Let me see. No. No, you have to give it permission. How weird.
How do I give it permission?
Go open your system preferences then.
Um,
And
System,
yeah, so I'll say. Oh, it's open. Do you have another desk? It's on some other monitor. It's
Uh,
hiding. System preferences opened on another monitor?
no, I have another computer, but not another monitor on this.
Another monitor, because it's there. So then go up to system preferences and quit so that it opens up again.
Okay.
Maybe it's hiding under this window. Quit system preferences. Yeah, quit. And then now say open it up again. Go to system preferences and open it up. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of hiding. Okay, let's go over to security. Security and privacy. Let me. It says I'm controlling it, but it's not. It's so weird.
Security.
Okay. View the following. There it is. Accessibility. You know what? This is too confusing. Scroll, I think it's under camera, remote. I'm trying to remember which one it needs to open to give you access to remote. So now that it's open, okay, now leave it there. I'm going to say open remote control again. It's weird. It's telling me that I have access, but it's say okay using the accessibility features. Okay, that's what I needed to know. So go to the accessibility features and then click on, you can't until you lock and click the lock to make changes at the bottom. Put in your password. And say unlock. And now click on that little box next to zoom.us. Yeah, that little box right there. You're about to, right next to Zoom, checkbox there.
This one.
Yeah. Okay, that should give me access. So now,
Okay.
okay, so now don't move your mouse because now I'm able to do that. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so for some, it was weird how it was there, but it wasn't opening it up. Okay. And quit. All right. So let's see here. You have groups that are so interesting. The first one is the only one that's in use because you have people on this group of acquaintances, but then you have 4 repeats that are empty. Then over here, memorial invitees, and then you have again, probably, oh, these are different. How strange. Now, if you hit, I'm going to hit this one that's empty, delete.
Okay.
Does it delete? These 4 were all empty. So these are groups, okay? And I haven't taught groups here yet, but I believe you probably have used them in the past, either in others of my classes or you set them up on your own, because it looks like you did set quite a few of them. You have a lot of groups. But why they are duplicating themselves like this is confusing. And if they were all empty like that, let me look at the rest. Blog followers, there's a few people, how about, and it's different. So sometimes you put one and then another, and if I go here.
Well, I'm willing to get rid of all these groups if it'll make life simpler.
Yeah, maybe look at, see which one seems the most correct. One of these seems to have a ton of people and the rest only a few. And delete the ones that are not there. But the question is, why did you get all these duplicates? I've never seen ever.
I have no idea how I got the duplicates, but I've had some use of contacts for quite a number of years.
Michelle, Jill, Ron, Pam, Michelle, Jill, Ron, Sam, and Catherine. So they're not, oh, they're two different film clubs.
No, there's only one film club.
Down here, it says Film Club 1, Film Club 2. So that, the rest are dupes. This one isn't even a dupe. It's got a
We
different
could,
name.
I could delete it. I don't mind.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab from Film Club 2. I can select all of these people. You can select and hold down Shift and select. Drag them all to Film Club 1.
Oh,
Put them in there. So now only the duplicates will stay the same, but the new person, so now that one you can delete.
oh, I see.
And then they'll all be there, right? So now hit the delete key and delete that one. And then so for sure, now you have everyone on from both in there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if you go to blog followers though, look and see if that works. You seem to have so many here in this one. Is this more correct? If this is the one that has the most, then make sure to select everyone from here. I'm going to select all of the ones from here and drag them into, was it the third one that had the most? Yeah. The second one, which one had the most? Let's see.
The one, that one.
Well, I get the idea. It's too tedious for you to do the whole thing for me.
The other one.
I don't know why, so these are all empty, right? So just hit delete and delete all the empty ones. So these are easy. My first thought when I saw this, so you have a lot of empty ones, but then when we started checking on the rest, they weren't empty. Now, well, there's someone here in this one. Let me move them to acquaintances. And then now we can delete this one from here. Now, the important thing is that I don't want to delete the people. I just want to delete the group. So now you have only one. And then here, I'm going to, yeah, you have to choose. Yeah, you'll have to select, like I'll put them all in I'll leave the first one as the main one, right?
Okay.
I'm going to leave the second one. And I'm going to go from top to bottom. Select everyone and drop them off in the first one. And then I can happily delete that one because I know that I've saved them. But the important thing is to delete only the groups, not the. Now here, I'm going to go. So AAA is in memorial invitees. I think that this is wrong. Avis, like, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm worried that we're creating something that's not true. I doubt you would have this. This looks like you have all your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. This is totally
Right. So I'm putting them all in here. But it might be that your groups are incorrect. It's a lot of look at that. These four are, it seems like everyone, A, B, C.
Well, I don't think I need any memorial invitees. I think the memorial is from 5 years ago when I lost my wife.
Okay, so then I'm deleting the ones that had those AAA, which I think is probably wrong. And then I'm leaving that one. If you want to then look through that and decide if you want it or not, I'll let you decide that. But I got rid of the
Okay.
one that seemed totally wrong and so on and so forth. Blog followers. You have a few different ones. This is the one that seems to have the most. Again, if this looks right, that these are blog followers, I can use it as the blog followers. I'll call this one 1. And then if we leave that one as your good one, then all the rest. Sorry, I've got 2 keywords here. I'll put into blog followers 1. I'm gonna go over here and I'm going to select from here through here and drag them into blog followers 1. And then from here, looks like this is the only one that wasn't in there. And then over here. and putting it on the blog followers one. So now blog followers one has everyone, and now I'm gonna delete all the rest. Delete. So basically, I'm showing you kind of how to do it, and then you'll have
Right.
to slowly do it.
I get the idea.
the
that it'll-
rest. So now blog follower one has everyone that all those different ones had, and so on and so forth. Blog family, blog family. It's a little bit different. So we'll just put all of these into the second one. And now I'm going to delete this top one. So anyway, keep doing that all the way down until you get down to one. All I can think, see, these two are identical and you go from one to the next, there's no change. So I'm gonna say delete. Here's the thing, when you make the groups, when I see duplicates like this, which are completely, I'm sure you did not make all these duplicates. I'm sure it wasn't you. I've heard of these kind of problems. This is the time that it's really popping up as obvious. Sometimes when you upgrade your system and they go from a different version of contacts to another version of contacts, this used to happen with photos, that people would get duplicates of photos. I've never seen it this way on groups ever. But I have seen it on photos where suddenly you get these unrequested duplicates. In your case, quintuplets, sextuplets, I'm seeing some down there. I would say that this might be something more like call Apple and see why it happened and then tell me, because I've never seen this, so I've never asked. All I know is this is the kind of thing that the old iPhotos, not the photos, but the old iPhotos used to do, that it would create these duplicates, unwanted duplicates. All I can think of is that you went from an old version of contacts when you upgraded your whole system to a new one and it suddenly did this. That's all I can think of. The solution is pare them down to one like I've been doing them.
I'll
That's
do
not
that.
to say that when you upgrade, it might not happen again. This seems to warrant an Apple phone call to say what in the world is happening here. This doesn't seem right. But I would first make sure that you have them all, like call them all something one or something A, you know, so that you know it's your good one.
Right.
And then delete the rest, but do show it to them. Like, don't delete them at first, put everything in one. Maybe don't delete a few like this and then call Apple, and because if they say, oh, get rid of them all, like that, you'll delete your, like, the solution isn't to get them all gone. Find out why it happened so it doesn't happen again. I've shown you how to get it all fixed, but what if it happens again, right? So I think you should call them and have them figure out why it's happening, because that I don't know why it's happening, because I've never seen this before. All right.
Can I ask a quick question of Alan? Just looking at your names, is Susan Alexander in Maryland?
Susan Alexander, is she in Maryland? Oh,
Yeah.
It's a
She
question
was one of the people on his list.
oh, well,
he-
that's, you know what? That, for better or for worse, I think that if you email and he wants to answer that, but those are personal questions about people we know, and I'm not sure that I want to.
Okay, she went to high school with me and
Oh,
but she lives in Maryland and, you know, it could be a common name, but it's Susan Alexander.
it could be, I don't know. I'm just gonna let that lie there, because for better or for worse, one of the things that's hard about this is that it's personal information and it's kind of like, don't want to go there. Yeah.
I have almost 300,000 emails in my archive. And how can I delete them?
Yeah, so someone here has the question about having 300,000 emails in your archive. All you can do when you don't want emails is be like my husband, when you don't need them, delete them once you don't use them, or go to your email and start looking at stuff. I think let me just share my email. I think the easiest way, a bit like what Anna was doing when she first shared her screen. If I go to Pipeline and I have 30,000 or 20,000 emails in here, to do one by one, you know how long it'll take to delete 20,000 emails?
Yeah, I deleted 200 already.
Yeah,
from
but
my
that's like a
inbox.
drop of sand in 20,000, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a search. And so, for example, in my pipeline, I have emails from, pipeline is not the one that I tend to want to delete from, but say that I say, the channels is an issue, that it's like a newsletter for faculty. So I'm gonna search for the channels, right? Get all my channels, and then maybe the newest ones, 11, 15, I want to keep because these are the last two versions, but from there on, I can go and scroll down, down, down to any, till the end, any channels that's older and delete them all at once. Now, I made the mistake that I don't want any time the channels is mentioned, but I wanted anything that comes from the channels. So then these are all my channels issues, right? So I'm gonna go to the bottom and select and head up, and I'm gonna leave just the newest two issues. I don't need all the rest, and I'm gonna delete those and that kind of thing. A better example is here in Yahoo, where I have like things that I don't want. So I told you I have gazillions of Michael's things. So I'm gonna go to Yahoo. I'm gonna write Michael's, and then Michael's stores, Michael's. No, there's what's the email that they send things to? I have to go see because they have something. Michael's at EM Deals. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put that in here, and anything that comes from that, there we go. And how many? 83 results. So I'll go up there, I'll scroll all the way to the bottom, select. Look, they're even from September 2021. That's how often I've had them. And I don't need all of those. So then right click, delete. Okay. So it's easier to do targeted stuff like that when you want to delete thousands, because you know that. Or you can alphabetize, you can sort of these instead of seeing them by date, sort them by alphabetized. And then you get all your Michaels at once, all your Yahoos on the Y's, all your A's and the A's and stuff like that. So if I go up here, let me share my entire desktop. If I go up to my emails, I can view, I can say view my emails by organize. Let me see, sort by. Instead of by date, which is the normal sort, I'll say sort from, right? And that is how I clean my stuff, with sort from. So then I get things all together, right? So let me go from the very top. So then I have some that come from these like icons and emojis all at the top. I'm going to select all of those and get rid of those because for sure I don't need them.
And it's a shift, delete.
Yeah, shift to select anything that's Medicare enrollment 2021, I don't need. I'll select those two, right click, delete. Adobe Creative Cloud. I have bazillions of those. Look at that. I'm going to select the first one, go to the end of that, and I get to the last one. Click on that one, right click, delete. And so you see what I mean? Because when you have hundreds of emails from one person all the time, so I don't even know who is this ADT. Oh, because I'm in my Yahoo. There we go. That's fine. Right. So you just select them that way. ADT, ASG, Alexander. I look, alternate. What's all this? Alternate. I don't need any of that. Let me see. Wow, look at all these alternates that I'm getting. Somehow I got into some alternate list. I'll scroll. Wow. Looks like my junk mail is getting a lot of stuff from alternate, but see how I don't have to search them by date. Wow. Okay, looks like these alternate people send me stuff. Here we go. Here's my last one. Hold down the shift, select. I've got now bazillions of messages under alternate, right click, delete. So 324 all at once, delete, and so on and so forth. And I continue. Does that make sense? So there's bazillions from Amazon. Do I need anything other than the last few? No. and so on and so forth. So that's the easiest way to clean out your email without deleting everything willy-nilly. Now, if it's my junk mail, I would delete everything willy-nilly, but if it's my personal mail, it's hard to do that. But I do want to delete all the stuff that's past a certain date. That's fine, but I don't want to get rid of my mom's emails, for example. So it would be hard to go by date and delete everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So this is for me, the more logical way to,
organized.
so yeah, it's just organized by, and so then I'm gonna go back to sort and leave them under date, because that's how I normally want my emails. That just for when I'm organizing, I go by who sent them to me. And then I delete everything from Amazon, everything from Michael's, everything. By the time you're done, you're at the Z, you've deleted, and then you've left only maybe 20 important emails. All right, Anna, your hand is up.
Yes, I got I don't know what is going on, but it seems like the as all SBCC got into all my emails as my card, and I'm not sure how to get it out of there.
Actually, I saw that my card on yours, and I have never seen that my card. Is that I don't know if that's a Ventura thing.
I don't know. I don't have no idea, but it seems weird. I'm not sure what to do
I saw
because
that my card. Go ahead and share your screen again, but I've never seen a my card before. So I'm gonna do a search right now.
okay, you see that my personal email, my iCloud, my contact is under pipeline. This
Yeah,
is
what's my, no, that's fine. But- Oh, you had a my card or
my contact is under my card too. My iCloud is under mine.
well, my contact is normal. That's you. You are you.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be on me, not on the pipeline. Supposed to be in my
Oh,
account.
but it's not, that is your email address and it's your contact and it's you. So that makes sense. What doesn't make sense, so go click on my contacts under SBCC.
No.
Under SBCC, under
Yeah.
SBC, yeah. So that's
No.
the only one you have. You have it one time. That's fine. This isn't that you have it everywhere. It's just showing up, there's one of those. And it's you. So that's why it's under my referring to you
Okay, but
yourself.
this
This
is,
one.
you have to understand, this all personal 15
Yeah.
is my Gmail account that is this.
Yeah.
It's not SBCC, it's my personal.
No, but your computer knows that you are that person. So it's also putting it as my contacts. For example, go to your
Wait,
search
my
yourself.
iCloud, no, my iCloud cannot be under pipeline. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's not under. It's not under. It's just that as you, Anna V. Sampson, you can have many different emails. Now, you've never created your own contact list, right? So the only one, stop for a minute, don't do that. Wait, because you do something and I need to explain what you're about to do. I'm going to explain what you're about to do, so don't do it quickly. Your computer does not have an entry right now. Your cloud account, at least, because it's what you're hitting right now, does not have an entry of what your email is, but it figured out, because it's sending it to you, that AV Thompson 2 is one of your emails. And so see how it's gray and it says Siri found it in accounts because you entered that account as yours. And when we did accounts at the beginning in the emails, you put in this email as one of yours. So it's saying, we found it in accounts. Is it you or not? It's asking you, right? See how it's gray, it's not black?
Yeah.
And it says you found in accounts. So if you go to the right to that I that I said, wait, don't click on that. Go to that I now that you're directed by me. You can say, oh yeah, this is me, add to my contacts, or no, this isn't me, ignore, which would be very confusing. You want to say, yeah, this is one of my emails, add to contact, and see how now it'll go black. Click on add to contact. Now it went black, the Siri's gone away, and this is one of your email addresses. Now, if you want to add your other email address, go to edit. And when it pops up there, like maybe home, instead of saying home for that one, go back to edit. Instead of go to home and then change it to other or school or SBCC or whatever you want to call it and say, okay. And then go to work and say, make your home address And then maybe you can make, I know you have a Questa email too, right? So you can go to add another one for the other school, add your different email addresses. Does that make sense?
Yes and no.
So-
It kind of concerned me because it seems like,
It's
look, it
like-
doesn't let me do it.
Yeah,
It's weird.
just keep writing and don't stop and then it'll work. I don't know why it's stopping people from writing it. There might be some glitch. This is driving me crazy. I'm gonna search because there's something is happening that we can't
No,
enter.
Something is not right here and I'm not,
Contacts in Apple don't, I'm doing a search in Google as I speak with you because yeah, it's so weird. Contacts in Apple don't allow
where to go?
data entry. I'm gonna search. Why can't I edit my phone? Bugs and contacts and Big Sur.
No, it is.
Import contacts. Unable to edit some contacts. I'm looking at problems. If you can't add iCloud, manage and delete your contacts. So I'm not seeing this problem show up because usually how do I fix my Apple contacts? Can't enter contact in Apple. I have Monterey, but you have Ventura, doesn't matter, it's happening to my. There it is. There's the problem is showing up. It says I can't add, I click the plus sign, I begin adding a new contract. That's, oh. Come on. My computer is crashing on me. So I'm seeing the question, but my computer is frozen, so it's not letting me go to it. So it says can't add contacts. When I try to start typing the information, it crashes and there's the answer. Hi, I understand you're having an issue. I'm trying to read that, but it's not going.
Now I hear my Questa. I'm like, what? I never was in the Questa.
Yeah, you have an email, you go to another.
I
source.
know I did, but I never add Questa.
Exactly. So go back and look, stop. Instead of getting upset, listen to my answer. It's the same answer as before. Go back to it.
Okay, I go
Where
back
you
in.
were and look, it's suggesting, it's in gray.
Oh,
And it's saying, Siri found in contacts, is this you? So you go and say yes or no. This is one of them. It's just helping you add it because it found it and know it's you because of the email you got. So it's saying, do you want to add it? Okay, so it's just, you didn't add it. It's helping you by saying, I found this email that you seem to be using. Is it you? Okay.
okay, that's what it means. Okay, that means my cloud is now gonna be okay. Wow.
Okay, so I'm looking at there's a question. Let me stop my
And LBCC doesn't show me anything.
share and I'm gonna share my screen for a minute because I found the same problem we're having. It's can't add a new contrast in Big Sur. I click the plus sign and within several cycles, it abruptly vanishes. I'm back in the basic view. What's happening? So this is the problem we've been having today, right? And this is someone writing in the Apple OS support. So the workaround for right now is adding it in my iPhone and then it'll appear in my contacts. Great. And nobody's know why. So I guess that is a solution. And so then someone says, well, I spoke to Apple support and was told that it's an issue with Big Sur. And having the presence of a Google account on the setup device, if you disable that account, they're able to add a new contact, but when you enable the Google account again, you're back where you started and can add a new contact. The engineering group is currently investigating that for a solution. One solution might be to migrate your contacts, move them to the iCloud, and then turn off the Google account contacts for now. You'd want to set your default on your phone to iCloud. I'm just
You
gonna
can-
keep adding on my phone app until I have the fix. I'm having the same problem. But when it quits has the no contact name, this is a bug. I've been adding the contacts this way for years. Please fix this. Now, this is from Big Sur, but it still seems to be having that problem in Monterey and in your case, in Ventura. So this is an issue, I believe, with some kind of, it's a problem with Google. Like Apple and Google are not helping each other.
Compatible.
Is a problem, like Apple and Google don't like each other. And they don't like to make it easy for each other's stuff to work. So that's why it's not working, because our pipeline account is Google and we're doing it in Apple.
I'm making, and that means you cannot grab in CVC or CVS or CSB, whatever it is, transfer all the.
Yeah, you can. It's basically proposing to drag them into your cloud and then turn off your Google contacts. But it's hard because I teach this with the pipeline account instead of having people use their personal accounts. So I can't tell them to get rid of their pipeline account.
Okay.
But this is a new, I've taught this for years, right? Like this person said, I've been doing this for years. I've taught this here for years. And the last year that I've been teaching this, I've been having this issue with the contact disappearing. Anyway, it looks like it's a bug that at this point they haven't fixed since Big Source. So that's 3 apps that are still having that problem. So I'm gonna have to figure out a workaround on this side, but
Okay.
at least I know it's a bug. It's not of the software, it's not your computer or my computer or, clearly if the whole class is having this problem, it's not a personal issue. But yeah, anyway. So other than that, the part that I was explaining to you is that when they're trying to help you by suggesting, hey, I found this email, so add it or not, that is your choice, but it's, you can tell it whether it's your email or not. They're just
Okay.
assuming it. All right.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, so
Hopefully we see you on Tuesday, right?
I'll see you next Tuesday. Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a
Alright,
good
take
day. Have a
care.
good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
You too.